Into single figures we go, 9 to play, 27 points to play for, and still plenty of drama between now and the end of April. The Stags looking to bounce back from defeat in midweek and continue their reign at the top of the League 2 table in front of a travelling 2,500 fan pandemonium at the TL Dallas stand away to our right here at Valley Parade. The gap isn't as big as it was with Wrexham and Stockport picking up a point each in midweek, but Mansfield have a chance to re-extend their lead at the top and put themselves in pole position heading into Easter. Won't be easy though, of course. There are no easy games in League 2, that much is very clear. Bradford City, they've become a bit of a force since Graham Alexander took over from Mark Hughes. The former MK Dons boss has taken quite a few points off the sides above them in the league, and it's up to Nigel Clough's side to find a way to win and not fall into the same category as Wrexham and MK Dons. As Country Road starts blaring out across Valley Parade, it's another iconic footballing venue. Well, around the ground it is the pitch. I'd probably say it's a bit less than iconic. It's as Neil Bishop described it earlier, a bit of a cow field as the players take to the pitch. Christy Pym wearing his pink goalkeeping kit just in front of him. Aidan Flint leading out the Mansfield Town side wearing their dark blue shirts, dark blue shorts and dark blue socks. Meanwhile, Bradford City, they'll be wearing their traditional burgundy and orange with white shorts and white socks. A couple of huge cheers came up for Andy Cook as he made his way out onto the field of play. He's not starting today. He's going to be starting the game on the bench, but looking at the Mansfield Town fans away to our right hand side, there's a huge sea of amber and blue that take up probably about a quarter of the far stand on the right hand side, and then the TL Dallas side behind that goal. Again, it's hopefully shaping up to be another fantastic day for the Stags. Aidan Flint gives a big thumbs up to somebody near us. I don't know whether it's aimed at me and Neil Bishop or not. We'll give him a thumbs up back and he'll probably, well, I don't know what he'll do. Either way, a lot has been made of Bradford's pitch here at Valley Parade. The ground itself still towers around us, and I say this every time we come here, the ground deserves to be higher up the leagues, but the pitch, despite the best efforts of the ground staff, and it's not exactly a pool table, but it'll have to do. It's very muddy, and I just hope the kit men have brought some strong jazz, because there's going to be a lot of muddy kits heading back to Mansfield at 5 o'clock today. These are the games to look forward to. Plenty of great memories have gone by between these two sides, usually a case of they win at ours and Stags win here. Very late goal from Alfie Kilgore grabbed Stags a point this time last season in front of the travelling fans, and speaking of which, yet again they're making plenty of noise, and they have done since they arrived here at about 1:30. Great atmosphere around Valley Parade, around 14,000 expected here as the two sets of players make way just to do their last couple of minute warm-ups. Some of the sponsors and the members of the board are making their way onto the very muddy pitch. A few high heels getting sunk into the surface. I'm sure the ground staff at Valley Parade will absolutely love that. Let's have a chat with your co-commentator, former Stags midfielder Neil Bishop. Looking around you, Bish, we were talking about it earlier, the ground didn't look to be that full, but all of a sudden here we are at 2 minutes to 3, and it's looking pretty exciting, both sides with plenty to play for.
Yeah, very sparsely populated, wasn't it, about 10 minutes ago, but like you say, filling up nicely. Speaking for myself, I used to love playing here. Like you touched on, what a stadium, great atmosphere, recent history of being in the Premier League. Like you say, the less coming on the pitch, probably the better, but the stadium itself is fantastic. What an atmosphere. Bradford looking to make a late playoff push, and Stags looking to cement that place at the top of the league. We should be in for a great afternoon.
Let's hope we are. Talking of the teams, Mansfield Town making 4 changes to the side that lost against Tranmere in midweek. Jordan Barry, Davies Keeler-Dunn, Stephen Quinn and Hiram Boateng all coming in. Christy Pym in goal, back 4 of Jordan Barry, Aidan Flint, Lewis Brunson, Bailey Cargill. Midfield 4 in the diamond, Lewis Reed at the top of it with Keeler-Dunn in the 10, Stephen Quinn and Hiram Boateng either side, with Lucas Akins and Will Swan up top, as we're going to see a change of ends. Aidan Flint, I'm assuming, won the toss, and so he's told his teammates to come over, and they're going to be playing away from the Kop, away to our left hand side. They're going to be kicking towards their away fans in the first half, something we've not seen for quite some time actually, certainly in the last couple of times that I've been here covering Mansfield Town, as the ball enters the pitch and a little mini camper van. That's cool. Oh, that's a nice touch, something that we saw in the World Cup as well in Qatar, and it's yeah, like a little mini motorhome as the little van goes off. There he goes. onto the side.
I've seen it all.
I know, we have now. We certainly have now. I'll give you the Bradford team in just a moment. We're about to get underway on Match Day from BBC Radio Nottingham. A big day of football here for our local sides. Notts County in action at Accrington, Forest away at Luton, but here on 95.5 FM, it's Bradford City versus Mansfield Town as the referee is about to get us underway. Martin Coy blows his whistle and we are underway as Reid plays it out to the right hand side for Jordan Bowery, back across to Lewis Brunt. Brunt this time going to the left hand side for Bailey Cargill. First time ball down the line for Stephen Quinn, looking to feed it into Davis Keeler-Dunn. Nice return ball down the left for Will Swan. Mansfield on the attack already. The Swan pokes it into the area, goes right through the 6-yard box and goes all the way through to the far side for Jordan Bowery, who sprints across and gets there ahead of his man, keeps it in play, wrestling against Davis Keeler-Dunn. There's a foul in the end on the left wing back Lewis Richards rather, and it'll be a free kick to Bradford City, who have Sam Walker in goal, back three of Liam Rydhall, Kieran Kelly and Jonathan Tompkinson, Alex Gilead and Lewis Richards at wing back, with Jamie Walker and Richie Smallwood in the middle, with Tyler Smith, Clark O'Dore and Tyreek Wright, the front three. Early chance for Stags there, Bish, and again it all started with Bailey Cargill down the left and Mansfield playing their way through.
Yeah, sharp out the traps. Brilliant response to Tuesday. I'm sure that'll have been drilled into him. It's a good ball in, I think, but if Boateng really believes he's getting there, he might maybe got on the end of that, but yeah, great start.
Liam Rydell rolls it back to his goalkeeper, side foots it downfield, it goes over the halfway line. Reid trying to get there first, Tyler Smith heading that one away. It'll drop for Aidan Flint to volley over halfway, and he volleys it as far as Richie Smallwood. High ball into the penalty area for Tyreek Wright, and it's in front of him. It takes a little nick off his toes, and out of play. That'll go for a Stags goal kick. Decent ball into the area, into the left hand channel, and Tyreek Wright probably could have felt he could have done better.
Yeah, he's dinked it. I tell you what, Brunt gave one back to Flint there, and on this pitch he didn't want it. I've just seen him talking to him there, saying next time you just get rid of that pitch early. Don't drop bombs at my feet like that, because on this pitch this early in the game you don't want to be giving silly chances away. Exactly.
Yeah, it's stodgy, and again difficult to sort of get a clean connection to the ball at the moment. It looks like a game out of the big match or something like that, an old classic match of the day, but the ball booted downfield by Davis Keeler-Dunn onto Akins, who chests it over Will Swan and the defender, and manages to keep hold of it, but intercepted well by Richie Smallwood, who plays it out to the right hand side for Alex Gilead, who's been dispossessed by Akins, and off goes Stephen Quinn down the line for Lucas Akins again. This time it's going to be dealt with only just by Jonathan Tompkinson on loan from Norwich City, and it'll be a throw to Mansfield Town, who started the game well 2.5 minutes in.
Yeah, we just again we talk about the experience in the team. It was interesting, Flint just in no uncertain terms telling young Lewis Brunt there, it's not the afternoon for tippy-tappy football, clear your lines first and we'll go from there.
Yeah, clear first, ask questions later. That's the message as the ball is switched across to Lewis Richards on this left-hand side. He's up against Will Swan, but he plays it back to Liam Rydhall. Ball played into the centre circle, back out again to the right wing back position, played forward again. Barry with the touch finds Lewis Reid. Nice touch in towards Lucas Akins, who fires that one down the line. It's blocked though by Rydhall, and off go Mansfield again as Akins steers it infield to Reid, trying to play it round the back. It's just not quite sticking with anybody at the moment. Both sides trying to adjust themselves to the conditions of the pitch. Stephen Quinn goes sliding in on Alex Gilead. This time it's played out to Clark O'Dore, who does well to turn and play it infield to Tyler Smith. Back out again to Alex Gilead again down the right hand side, up against Quinn. Gilead still has it, left-footed cross into the air. It's a good ball as well. It's headed away by Brunt. It'll fall to the back post for Lewis Richards. Back again to this left-hand side. Play back out to Liam Rydhall, 5'10" as he goes down the line for Richards. Richards still has it at the corner of the penalty area. Infield it goes to Tyreek Wright, trying to glide past his man. At the moment it's just stuck on that left wing position. Mansfield defending well. The ball comes off Bowery's shins and out of play for a Bradford City throw. 3.5 gone, 0-0 as the ball is thrown quickly into the feet of Liam Rydhall up against Hiram Boateng, and he's done well, Hiram Boateng, just to show his man over to his left hand side, but the cross comes into the penalty area towards the back post and it just whistles wide of Christy Pym's far post. Tyler Smith sliding in, as was Tyreek Wright. Christy Pym just stood and had to just watch that one go right in front of his 6-yard box. A bit of a nervy moment for Mansfield Town. Brilliant delivery from the left hand side, but thankfully no one there to tap it home.
Yeah, what a ball from this left hand side, whipped pace. I think it's nearly gone in, crept in at the back post because it was an outswinger. It's naturally took it away from the far post, but yeah, danger signs for Stags. Mansfield
giving the ball away again. Here is Tyler Smith, out wide is Alex Gilead down that right hand side again. back in field to Richie Smallwood, find that one into the penalty area, left-footed, headed down by Brunt. It might fall for Clark O'Dore on the edge of the area, but this time he's been dispossessed by Davis Keeler-Dunn, looking to bring the ball over the halfway line, who's got Akins in front of him, but Keeler-Dunn just gently jogging over halfway, who turns and plays it back to Jordan Barry. Lewis Reed wants it in the middle, but here is Davis Keeler-Dunn looking to be the main man as he crosses the field across to the left-hand side for Bailey Cargill. Now it's Mansfield's turn to attack with Stephen Quinn down the left, cross into the penalty area towards Boateng, but it's glanced away at that near post, and that one might go for a throw, although it's going to be kept in by Liam Radal. Two good balls in the space of 5 minutes or so. The ball given away though by Bradford. Here's Lewis Reed back to Jordan Barry. The ball seems to be moving a little bit better actually now that the ground has been stood on somewhat by the studs, as the ball played through to Lucas Akins, dispossessed easily by Kieran Kelly, the Irishman. It goes all the way across to Alex Gilead. Another good ball from Stephen Quinn.
Yeah, another one. Yeah, again left-footed, whipped in, just inches away from the on-rushing Boateng.
The ball misplaced in midfield, picked up by Mansfield Town as Lewis Reed looking to play that one around the back. That's a great ball for Lucas Akins, who's got past his man on that left-hand side. He's coming up against Jonathan Tomlinson. This time it's played into the penalty area, it deflects away, and it will go to play for a goal kick. Double deflection, it seems. Yeah,
I mean, great. Akins, every time I watch him I'm impressed. You know, his movement's fantastic. He does so much for the team off the ball. Again, he's just spun in that channel, unfortunately there to get a double deflection, but you know, very open game so far. Both teams making the intentions clear from the first seconds really.
Well, Notts County have taken the lead already at Accrington Stanley. Early goal there already. Also MK Dons have taken the lead over Crewe, so a couple of early goals going in League 2. Matthew Dennis with the goal for MK Dons. I'll find out in a minute who scored for Notts. But meanwhile the goal kick taken over on the right hand side by Sam Walker. This time the ball cleared away by Liam Rydhall, who had to come a long way to clear that one. Played short down the line by Stephen Quinn with the throw as Akins turns past his man, fires that ball into the area, headed away by Kieran Kelly. This time it might drop for Lewis Reed, or actually maybe was there an elbow thrown there by Jamie Walker. Reed has gone down holding his face, and the referee Martin Coy might have a bit of a decision to make here, because Reed has landed face down in the muddy turf. The Stags physio is being encouraged to come on the field of play. A bit of a whack to the face of Reed, it seems.
Yeah, he's caught him. I mean, we've got a brilliant vantage point of here. I don't think he swung the elbow, but he certainly led with it, and there'll be a sore on that. Yeah, definitely. The referee's just speaking to Jamie Walker. We'll be interested to see what further punishment will come along. I'd imagine, I mean, it didn't look too bad, but enough at least for a yellow card. First player in the book. Yeah, I think his reaction tells you he was expecting it. He has led with the arm. I think he'd have been in trouble if he'd have swung. You know, there was a difference. Yeah. But he certainly caught Lewis Reed. Yeah, sort of used his arm as a bit of leverage and caught Reed on the face, it seems. But Mansfield have a free kick in a good area. It was Jim O'Brien, by the way, who got the goal for Notts County against Accrington. 4 minutes gone there. Notts County lead by a goal to nil. Still goalless at Kenilworth Road between Luton and at Nottingham Forest as well. Also goalless here at Valley Parade, where it's been a very entertaining game so far. 8 minutes gone, two good chances for either side. Stephen Quinn with a good ball into the penalty area. Nobody there to tap home though, and the same at the other end. A great ball from Lewis Richards, and nobody unable to tap home that end either. So goalless it stays as Bradford City sit 7 points off the playoff places, 50 points at the moment, so they're safe from relegation it seems, but just need to go on a bit of a run to get into the playoffs. Still Lewis Reed is down. Maybe seeing stars, who knows. At the minute he's just seeing maybe 3 or 4 of Tom Whittemore, the physio, and the referee, but he is back on his feet, and he'll have to wait a little while before he can come back onto the field of play. But Stags have a free kick in a good area. Plenty of noise made here at Valley Parade, especially from the away end. 2,500 fans making the journey over. And again, it's always a lovely day at Valley Parade for Stags. Meanwhile, goal at Wrexham, and it's gone to Tranmere. So at the moment, goals flying in League 2, and they all seem to be going in Mansfield Town's favour. Hopefully that can carry on at this end as well. So the free kick it will be. We've had a slight delay, but Stephen Quinn is standing over it. Left hand side, about 30 yards from goal or so. And Stephen Quinn fires that one into the penalty area towards Aidan Flint, back post. Oh, it's headed in. Bailey Cargill on Aidan Flint's shoulder, leads across and heads that one in, completely unmarked at the back post, right in front of the travelling Stags fans, who go berserk in the TL Dallas stand away to our right hand side. A little clip free kick in from Stephen Quinn, who's jumping around in the air,
thumping the air as well. Lovely clip ball in. It looked like Flint was going to get there, but it missed him completely, only by a whisker. There was Bailey Cargill to nod home his 5th goal of the season. It's another away goal for Bailey Cargill. 4 now for the season on the road, 5th as well. Fantastic stuff from the Stags, and they lead by a goal to nil.
Yeah, so straightforward. Look, Quinny's just flicked that one up to the back post, and I think they've all got distracted by Big Flinty. I think 2 or 3 have got sucked into Big Flinty, and Cargill's just walked in at the back post, and it's a simple header in from 3 or 4 yards. 1-0 Mansfield.
10 minutes gone, 1-0 to the Stags, who started the game extremely well. It's a lovely free kick from Stephen Quinn. It's another assist for him as well. The quality of the delivery, which seems to have been key so far in the game. Yeah,
it was just, it looked simple. Like I say, Flint's that presence in there. He's probably the one where
flare on. Flare on the field of play.
Silly.
It's an annoying one really, because Mansfield are in such a good position, and when they've just scored, they'll probably try and go for the juggler and get a second one, and a fan over on the far side. I get the excitement, but why ruin it? Why ruin it like that? It's frustrating, and again, it's something that needs to be clamped down on. Again, you're more for a great atmosphere, all for everybody having a good time, but Bradford have been rocks, and all of a sudden, that could be a huge disruption for Mansfield Town. But the fair play to the stewards for getting rid of the flare very quickly. We are back underway here on Matchday from BBC Radio Nottingham. Stags leading by a goal to nil as the ball is played very well by Lewis Richards, who turned past one and past another, rolls it into the gap for Jamie Walker. Played back down the line again for Tyreek Wright. It comes off his man, and Will Swan kept it in play. No, he didn't. Goes out of play for a Bradford throw deep inside Mansfield Town territory, but Mansfield Town making all the noise here at Valley Parade as Barry heads that one back into his own area. So Lewis Reed, with no number or name on his shirt, he's wearing the blood shirt, it seems, knocks it out of play for a Bradford corner. First of the game, taken short to Jamie Walker, gets past Davis Keeler-Dunn. Walker fires that one into the penalty area, ball in, and it's headed away at that back post, headed back across the face of goal. Shouts for handball against Bailey Cargill. That would have taken some doing, I think, but this time Liam Rydhall fires the ball back into the edge of the Stags area. Aidan Flint heads away. This time Will Swan should glance it forward, but not very far though. It's going to come back to this left-hand side for Richards. Richards goes to ground and nothing given by the referee, and off goes Will Swan, and Mansfield have got a 5v5 here. Will Swan looking to go down towards the channel, plays it forward again. It takes a big nick off Liam Rydhall's boots and goes out of play for a Stags corner.
Yeah, very, very open game. Half decent response from Bradford, but then slight mistake in front of us, and Mansfield straight up the other end with a corner.
Seems to be always open games when you're here, Bish. I think they're trying to impress you.
No, it's good to watch. Great tempo. Like I say, both teams need the results for slightly different reasons, but very entertaining so far.
Yeah, and hopefully if everything stays the same, Mansfield Town could extend their lead to the top of the League 2 table, but a long way to go yet. 12 and a half gone. Stags leading by a goal to nil. If you're just joining us, wherever you're listening, good afternoon to you. Hope you're a lot warmer than we are, as the ball is played short by Stephen Quinn to Lewis Brunt, back towards Quinn again, ball into the area. It takes a huge deflection, and that one had gone out of play, and it'll go for another Stags corner kick. They're just trying one or two little new pieces off the training ground, it seems, and so maybe that's something that they're going to try and catch Bradford out with. They're not blessed with height at Bradford. No, it seems you'd have thought that they'd have put Andy Cook on to mark Aidan Flint from these set pieces, but it didn't work, and it did work for Stags, at least. Second corner of the game, Stephen Quinn standing over it, puts his left arm up in the air, and he fires that one in towards the back post. It's an easy header, I say an easy header away. It's headed back to Stephen Quinn down this left hand side. Lewis Brunt wants it, but Quinn's going to fire that one back into the area. Bailey Cargill looked like it was pulled just inside the 6-yard box. One of those where, I don't know, maybe if the referee had seen a better angle. It's floated back in by Aidan Flint. This time it'll fall for Hiram Berthe. Takes a touch, and it might be cleared away. It nearly fell to Hiram Berthe. Stephen Quinn curls it. Chance for handball. Quinn again! Oh, it hits inside of the post. Back post is Cargill. Blocked on the line. Akins! 2-0 as it pinballs around the penalty area. It just wouldn't go in, but Lucas Akins made absolutely sure it was Cargill, Swan, Quinn, everybody, but Akins made sure at that far post. 14 gone, Mansfield lead by 2-0. Great decision for Aidan Flint to change ends, because they're kicking towards their own fans and they are going absolutely mental. 14 minutes gone. It's Bradford City nil, Mansfield Town 2.
Yeah, I'm just trying to put in order what chances they came. I think Quinny's had one miraculously blocked, come back to Quinny off the inside of the post. And then, there seems to be, I think, the locals aren't happy with what they're seeing. There's a bit of dissent in the main stand. Chaos, really chaotic start, but I think it's because I've noticed Graham Alexander, the Bradford manager, must have a touchline ban. He's sat next to us,
right,
which is why everyone's turning around, and I thought they were giving us abuse for a minute.
Well, I won't blame them, but
they all seem to be venting the frustration at the manager, who sat about 10 feet away from us.
This ball played forward to Hiram Boateng. Here's Akins, touches it on to Davis Keeler-Dunn. I mean, that was one of the most extraordinary goals I've ever seen in terms of chances not going in.
Didn't it? It had to go in.
It was mental.
Yeah,
I can only think of probably 5 occasions as the ball was played round the back of here for Lucas Akins, who just ran out of steam as he tried to glide towards the penalty area, cleared away. But that back three of Bradford City is looking very, very nervy and very damaged, as the referee is getting an absolute earful, as is Sam Walker from Richie Smallwood. Not happy at all as the rain's starting to come down again here at Valley Parade, but there's a couple of fans leaving already, 2-0 down.
Like I say, I noticed as soon as that goal went in, around us in the main stand, they were turning around and looking in our direction and venting frustration and shouting and arguing, and then I've just noticed Graham Alexander sat about 10 feet away from us, which means he must have a touchline ban.
Yeah, I think he does, and that's why he's not in the technical area. He's not too far away from us, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets his ball. There's the ball sent into the penalty area, and it's missed. An absolute sitter from Jamie Walker to get Bradford to try and get back in the game. Unable to do so, is sent across the 18-yard box, and Walker, right on the edge of that 6-yard box, should have scored. Tried to side foot it with his right foot, and it goes wide of Christy Pym's post. And it's great for Stags because it's not Bradford's day at all, and Mansfield Town need to take full advantage of that and not give Bradford City another one of those.
I don't know, he's missed the target. He's 6 yards out middle of the goal. Again, this ball from Bradford's left, he's just trying to guide it in that far post, and he's missed by a whisker. But look, that has to be a goal in any circumstance, in any division. You've got to score that.
Ball booted clear by Liam Rydhoff, flipped on towards Clark O'Dore, who turns and only finds Lewis Reed, who drops the shoulder, turns one way and goes back to Aidan Flint, who in turn goes all the way back to Christy Pym. Match day from BBC Radio Nottingham. Quite a 5 minutes we've had here. A goal for Bailey Cargill from Stephen Quinn's free kick, and then Stephen Quinn again on the assist sheet as he hit the post, and now Will Swan's in. He's going to square it to Keeler-Dunn. Chance here, Keeler-Dunn, left-footed, strikes it 3-0. This is incredible. What on earth is going on here at Valley Parade? Boos from 3/4 of the ground, but the quarter of the ground filled with Stags fans is going absolutely bonkers. This is quite extraordinary. 17 minutes gone, and it's Davis Keeler-Dunn with his 19th goal of the season, and he makes it Bradford City 0, Mansfield Town 3.
Again, it's unbelievable. Walker has to score for Bradford. He has to. He misses it. Stags counter-attack. Swan again, brilliant. Within 90 seconds of that chance miss, it's 3-0, and that's probably game over. The atmosphere around us is hostile.
It's toxic, isn't it?
It's hostile. It really is hostile. The natives are restless. The Stags fans are delirious. It's probably the craziest 18 minutes of football I've seen all season.
I mean,
there's people going home.
There's people going home
There's
already.
players on the pitch. It's absolute League 2 football at its finest.
Wow. I mean, and we thought it'd be a lot closer than this. I mean, Davis Keeler-Dunn's gone down. Free kick to Stags inside their own half.
Walker needs to be careful.
He does. He's on a yellow card, and this could be.
They're asking the question.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, it's one of those.
I'm one of them. Not every foul has to be a yellow card.
No.
But when you're out on a yellow card, then you go and commit a silly foul like that. 5 minutes later, you're bringing pressure on yourself.
I mean, I'm still trying to write down the details for the second goal.
Can't help you because there's that much going on.
Yeah.
You run out of ink.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm going to run out of paper. In fact, make sure you just commentate. I'll write it down. Yeah. Here's Christy Pym for Stags. Match day for BBC Radio Nottingham. An extraordinary match day from BBC Radio Nottingham, especially here at Valley Parade, because 8 minutes of pure goals for the Stags. One from Cargill, one from Akins, and one from Davis Keeler-Dunn. Extraordinary as Davis Keeler-Dunn blocks the initial free kick. The referee's not seen it, and in fact I think the referee's going to pull it back and allow them to take it again. But the atmosphere, you could cut the tension with the bluntest of knives.
Yeah, I'd say in the main stand around us, probably more than half of the people were looking in this direction, venting the frustration at the manager. it's turned toxic very, very quickly in the home stands.
Have you got a tin hat, Bish?
I'm used to it from my playing career.
I'm not. Meanwhile, goals flying in here, and goals also flying in at Accrington Stanley, but not in a good way, unfortunately, because Accrington have made it 1-1 between them and Notts County. Notts took the lead early through Jim O'Brien, and Accrington have pulled it back to 1-1. But I know a long way to go, Bish, but Mansfield 3-0 up. I mean, can they? I mean, looking at Bradford City, obviously it's. I mean, Mansfield could go for the jugular here, couldn't they, and really cause Bradford some problems and make absolutely sure that they've got no chance of getting playoffs. As Akins turns and tries to roll that one down the line, he slips in the mud, and off goes Lewis Richards. Back he goes to Jonathan Tompkinson.
What you would say is that football can sometimes make fools of us, but you can't say after any game's done after 20 minutes.
Oh God, no, absolutely not.
Well, what a way to respond after Tuesday.
Yeah, and Mansfield Town. I mean, we sound like we're at the One Call Stadium because Bradford have been absolutely stunned into silence, and the Mansfield Town fans are absolutely loving it.
It's fantastic.
And
following.
So are we.
Fantastic following.
Ball played around the back towards Will Swan. Can he get there ahead of the goalkeeper? It's headed back towards Sam Walker, who bowls it out short to Jonathan Tompkinson. Tompkinson down the line to Alex Gilead. Can he try and get Bradford back in the game? Mansfield Town weren't allowed to do that, that is for sure, as it's offloaded to Clark O'Dore down the right hand side. I won't be surprised to see Andy Cook coming on almost immediately. This ball is played into the area, in towards Gilead. Return ball into the channel, pulled back towards the back post. Right-footed cross goes out of play for a goal kick. And more boos come from around as Andy Cook is getting stripped and he's getting ready. And I think I wouldn't be surprised to see him sooner rather than later. 21 gone. Bradford City 0, Mansfield Town 3.
We were talking to someone before the game who was saying that all of you dropped Holiday, Cook, and maybe changed shape and something different today, and it just hasn't worked. Just hasn't worked. They've looked unsure of themselves. Set players have not been organised, which I've worked under Graham Alexander. I'm amazed because he's meticulous on the training ground. But look, as we did on Tuesday, we gave all the credit to Tranmere, give the credit to Mansfield today. They've come out of the traps. They made the intentions clear for that half a chance within 30 seconds, and they've been fantastic. They certainly deserve the lead.
Ball flicked on by Bailey Cargill, headed down in towards Lewis Reid, and Reid lofts it over the top for Davis Keeler-Dunn down that left hand side as he tries to ghost past his man. He's still got it as Keeler-Dunn under pressure from Gilead, and Keeler-Dunn with a back heel in towards Stephen Quinn. Ball into the area, there's Swan, it's stabbed up in the air. It'll loop for Davis Keeler-Dunn, but volleyed back almost across his own penalty area. It actually turned out to be a good clearance in the end. This time it's sent all the way back into the stand, and Jordan Barry will take the throw quickly. I think Tyreek Wright nearly went with the ball as Boateng loses out. There might be a couple of balls on the pitch actually as the player goes down. Lewis Reid gets the free kick. One ball leaves the pitch, and Hira Boateng has the other one. And it's just, I just can't believe what we saw.
Yeah, it was madness for about 8 or 10 minutes. I think the sense blood. Like I said, they're 3-0 up, and Jordan Barry's taking a quick throw. I think they know they can finish this very, very soon.
Jordan Barry unable to keep hold of it for the time being, as Lewis Brunt getting a bit of an earful from Nigel Clough, saying what on earth was that, or words to that effect.
He's had it off Flinty and his manager in the first 25 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got to learn. As the ball flicked on towards Will Swan, who's got past his man left hand side as he goes into the channel. He's got Stephen Quinn with him, plays it into Stephen Quinn, who side foots it over the top and goes out of play for a goal kick. And at the moment, every time Stags go forward, they look like they're going to get another.
Yeah, Swan again, willing runner. With them two up front, Akins and Swan, there must be a nightmare to defend against. The energy, they carry the ball, they're fantastic for the team, and he just pulled it back. I think it's looking for me, I think it's took a bad bounce there for Quinn and give him the benefit of the doubt. Just scooped it over the crossbar, but again, Bradford are there to be got at. Every time Stags come forward, they look like creating a chance.
I think we might have to take cover at half time, Bish.
Let me go early. I was never popular even in my playing days, so
as Aidan Flint
I'm
volleys that one forward
every time a goal goes in.
Indeed, yes. Here's Lewis Reid, middle of the park, as it's back with Hiram Boateng, who again has been superb. This time Christy Pym with a big ball around the back, but it's a bit too long for Stephen Quinn and Will Swan, as Mansfield look to extend their lead at the top of the League 2 table and get over the 70-point barrier. 72 points if it stays as it is. Meanwhile, Bradford City, they can get anything from this game. And they've got to score 4 times, which is will take some doing against the best defence in League 2 and the top scorers in League 2, and both of those have been added to today, it seems. But Mansfield Town, they just, I mean, you look at how they played on Tuesday night, and they weren't bad on Tuesday. It's just a bit unlucky at times, and some of the finishing could have been a little bit better, but they've almost gone, right, well, we can't do that again, let's just completely knock Bradford for 6.
There's a sub coming for Bradford. I think it must be Big Cookie.
And Andy Cook might be coming on, but not before Mansfield go through again with Will Swan touched into Keeler Dunn, pushes it Ant in front of him. If he can keep it in play, he can't. Goal kick. And so Graham Alexander through walkie-talkie or phone or intercom, whatever he uses, email, carrier pigeon, I don't think he cares. He wants to get Andy Cook on and try and cause Mansfield problems, because at the moment the front three for Bradford haven't produced at all. Mansfield Town have not allowed them to do that, but when Bradford have got in a good area, they've not taken their chances, and Mansfield have.
Yeah, I mean, football turns on the smallest of things, and you know, 90 seconds away from being 2-1, the great chance. Who was it?
In fact, it's Liam Rydell coming off. It's going to be Kevin McDonald who's going to be coming on, so maybe a change of shape.
Yeah, 90 seconds from Walker's gilt-edged chance that would have brought it 2-1 and been back in it. Then it's 3-0, and you're looking at a mountain to climb now.
I mean, it's just... I mean, it's one of those situations where you look around and you look at the atmosphere that Mansfield Town are generating. You can see why they're so happy. They're top of the league, 3-0 up away from home on a Saturday afternoon in the middle of March, and it's just... yeah, it's great to see, but a long way to go yet. 25 gone. Match day from BBC Radio Nottingham, still goalless at Kenilworth Road between Luton and Nottingham Forest. 1-1 as well between Accrington and Notts County in our other featured game. So a couple of draws, and hopefully, if things stay as they are, a Stags win. But I mean, Bishop, I'm sure you've been in this situation a couple of times where you have taken a brilliant lead on the road. Mentally, how do you sort of get over that barrier of sort of going, right, the game's finished, the game's done? Do you have to just stay fully focused for 90 minutes? Yeah,
it's a cliche, but you go as if it's 0-0. Like I say, I hate cliches, but that's got to be your mindset. Football's a strange game, and like I'll repeat myself, it can make fools out of us all, and one goal before half time, it takes a second to score a goal, it can change so quickly. One thing they have done, and you come to grounds like this with big crowds in, they've turned the home support against the team, which is a massive thing. Which is a massive thing to do. Like I say, it's almost like being at the One Call, the atmosphere in this ground at the minute.
Yeah.
And the longer they keep it that way, the better. But yeah, Bradford have not really responded to that third goal. The game settled down a bit now, and I'm sure Mansfield, the longer they keep it this way, the happier they'll be.
The ball headed away towards Stephen Quinn on halfway. This time Quinn trying to play it around the back, takes a little nick on its way through, but Lucas Akins finds that gap and finds Stephen Quinn again. Goes all the way back to Lewis Brunt. Brunt going back to Christy Pym, wearing all pink. Again, he's not really had a great deal to do. I talked about, I say that he's sliced his clearance downfield, looks down
looking
at the pitch.
It's a classic.
Yeah, it's a classic. That is. Yeah.
He's probably got good reason to do it on this pitch.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, it is a bit of a bobbly one. It's sort of going up and down the ball is, but thankfully it's gone up and down into the net away to our right hand side on 3 occasions, and we're not even half an hour in yet. This could be some scoreline for Mansfield Town, but the game is settled. Mansfield have had their good spell, it seems, and long may it continue, of course, but the game has just settled a bit more now. It's looking a bit more even, but Mansfield Town have got those 3 goals to lean back on, to build on in some ways, as the ball is played back to Sam Walker, who, bless him, hasn't had anything to do other than pick the ball out of his net 3 times. He made a couple of saves, I thought, in that crazy second goal from Lucas Akins, as Bailey Cargill wins it back fairly as well, but it's only as far as Jonathan Tomkinson. Tomkinson can go all the way back to Kieran Kelly across this left hand side for Richards. It looks like Bradford, since they've withdrawn Liam Rydell, they've gone to a back 4, pretty much just gone to a 4-3-3. Off goes Walker and plays it across to Alex Gilliard, coming forward from right back up against Stephen Quinn, as Gilliard glides past his man, offloads it to Clark O'Dore. Here is O'Dore into the penalty area, runs into Bailey Cargill, but Cargill rather easily just knocks the ball against him and gets Mansfield Town a throw, and that's something that Mansfield have done so often this season, done the simple things right and made them look easy. Yeah, like I say, since the third goal, the game's settled down now. I think both teams are in a bit of shock from the events in that 10-minute period, but the game's settled down into a bit of a midfield battle, and look, that Stags are 3-0 up. You know, if it was to see out the remainder of the game, that I'm sure they'd be more than happy. Absolutely, it's one of those times in the season where you'll just happily take a scrappy 1-0 away clean sheet, come home, get the 3 points in the bag. But they've done more than that, it seems, so far. Long way to go yet. We saw what happened to Luton in midweek. football is a cruel mistress at times, and so hopefully Mansfield Town can avoid that as the ball is cleared downfield, only as far as Stephen Quinn's head, who keeps it in play, it seems. No, maybe not. Lucas Akins makes absolutely sure. I'll give you a rundown of the other scores in League 2 very shortly as we approach the half an hour, but Bradford have the ball again down the right hand side. It's good play from Stephen Quinn to skip past his man and play it to Akins, who takes the touch and looks to roll it into the midfield. Looked like he was just pulled back a little bit there, but Hiram Boateng will clear it away, and off goes Will Swan. He's in here. Could Mansfield get a fourth goal? Still got it, Will Swan. Sliding challenge comes in, and it's a good challenge in the end from Jonathan Tompkinson. I think it's just one of those where the ball just couldn't quite sit properly for Will Swan as he looked to go in, but every time the ball is played forward, Swan standing on the shoulder of the last man, he could be in, and again I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a goal today as the ball played around the back as Lucas Akins Lucas Akins was chasing the ball, but Aidan Flint with a crunching challenge, so much so that it's knocked his headband off.
Yeah, I thought Swan would have had the legs on Tompkinson there. Tompkinson's last ditch challenge before he could get his shot away. They'll have more chances, that's for certain, Stags, because Bradford are going to have to commit more bodies forward. It's do or die, I think, for them today in the playoff push. I
think that's the frustration around is the fact that it's a huge game for them, because if they win that and they beat Notts County, as we were saying earlier, then all of a sudden they're in contention again, and the manager's rested Andy Cook, and as a visitor you're kind of thinking, I mean, unless there's a medical reason behind it, unless there's an injury or something, then that'd be quite something, as Aidan Flint's flowing locks flutter away in the breeze as he heads the ball away. And this time it's played out to the right hand side for Clark O'Dore. On the return run is Alex Gilead. Here is Gilead trying to get past Stephen Quinn, sending it back to the edge of the penalty area for O'Dore. This time it's sent in, but it's blocked. I think Kevin McDonald will be giving Clark O'Dore a bit of an earful because he was free on the edge of the area. Ball comes in again, blocked by Quinn, out of play for a Bradford throw. 32 gone. Bradford City 0, Mansfield Town 3, just in case you're just joining us. A goal from Cargill, the header from Stephen Quinn's free kick. After that, bit of a pinball in the penalty area. It hit the post, it hit a couple of players, and Lucas Akins made absolutely sure for his 14th goal of the season. As the ball is headed down in the box, it hit an arm possibly, but nothing doing by the referee, and this time Lewis Brunt tidies up and goes out of play for a goal kick. And then the cherry on the cake, Davis Keeler-Dunn, goal number 19 for the season, as he puts in a lovely left-footed finish into the corner. 3 goals for Mansfield Town as we approach the 32nd minute.
Yeah, it's probably been attritional since the third goal got in, but Mansfield have done the work. That 10-minute period, they carved open the chances and have taken them, and like I say, as a response to Tuesday, it's probably nigh on perfect.
Here's Will Swan, offloads it to Hiram Boateng, touched back in towards Lucas Akins, but Swan nicks it off him in the end. It's cleared away only as far as Stephen Quinn, who heads it down for Keeler-Dunn. Returns the ball to the Irishman down on this left hand side. Here's Bailey Cargill trying to run against Alex Gilead, but it goes out of play for a Mansfield Town throw. Mansfield just doing everything right at the moment. Every time they look like they're going to come forward, there's plenty of players, plenty of movement, and again, when they're 3-0 up, you've got the confidence to try new things like this from Bailey Cargill at force to Keeler-Dunn on the edge of the penalty area, who turns and finds Lewis Reed on the edge of the box. It's about 35 yards from goal, sends it square to Jordan Bowery. Barry down this right hand side plays it forward to Hiram Boateng, who turns and looks to try and glide past his man, but Hiram Boateng looks like he's having his shirt pulled there, but nothing given by the referee. Just not allowing Hiram Boateng to go anywhere as it's back down the line for Stephen Quinn, and Quinn looking to send an early ball into the area towards Akins. It's headed away, it might fall for Hiram Boateng, invited to shoot, still got it, squares it towards Reed, shot blocked, shout for handball, but again it was a flailing body in the way as Barry plays it down the line for Hiram Boateng, into the channel, through the legs, in towards Akins, turning on a sixpence and fires it goalwards, but it's blocked once again as Reed has to scamper across and try and get there, but off goes Tyreek Wright, and now it's 2 versus 2. Very open game here as it's played through on towards Clark O'Dore. Still got it as O'Dore. Got it in the end from Smith, but here is O'Dore again on the edge of the penalty area, gliding into the 6-yard box, ball into the box, it's headed away and out of play for a Bradford corner. Very open game again.
Yeah, what you will say is there's probably more goals in this. When both teams attack, defence is not really on top.
Here's O'Dore with that corner from the right hand side, ball into the box. Christy Pym tried to catch it, and in the end he wasn't able to grab it with both hands, but manages to just do enough and claw the ball away. And here's Walker, ball into the penalty area, headed away by Lewis Brunt. It will fall for Davis Keeler-Dunn to volley over his shoulder, up in the air that goes, only as far as Jonathan Tompkinson. And in fact it's back with Lewis Richards, who goes back to his goalkeeper. This time the goalkeeper Sam Walker booting that one downfield. It's glanced away, and Aidan Flint briskly jogging, making absolutely sure that one will go out of play, which it does, and it'll take more than a bit of a barge to knock over Aidan Flint, because he is a bit of a unit, and then some.
Yeah, just looking at lowering the tempo now, Stags. I think just over 10 minutes to half time. If they can get in with the 3-0 lead at half time, they'll be more than happy.
Yeah.
Stating the obvious.
And what do you say in that period as well, when when you are in the changing room at half time and you're 3-0 up, you've had a brilliant game? Well, actually, we'll get Bishop's thoughts on that in just a minute, because the ball is sent back into the penalty area. Christy Pym will watch that one go all the way through and let that one bounce into his hands. Before we get Bishop's thoughts, Chris Wood has given Forest the lead away at Luton. Luton 0, Forest 1. Big game towards the bottom of the Premier League, and Nottingham Forest are edging that battle at Kenilworth Road, a game you can hear online on the BBC Sport website in the UK and also on DAB digital radio. But a bit of an interesting period this, Bish, isn't it? Because we're about 10 minutes to go before half time. Mansfield are 3-0 up and they look comfortable. Yeah,
at times Bradford do look a threat, but simply going the other way, every time Mansfield go forward, you expect a shot on goal, a chance. Definite lack of confidence from Bradford's players, but the atmosphere in the ground, you can just, it just doesn't feel right here for whatever reason.
Here's Clark O'Dore down the right hand side. Couple of good intricate changes of pass from Bradford City to try and get them in a good area, but at the moment there's nobody on for a man in a burgundy and orange shirt, although they managed to work it well to this left hand side for Tyreek Wright up against Jordan Barry. Fires the ball into the area, headed away at the near post by Aidan Flint. That one will loop up in the air and it should stay in play as well, as Will Swan gathers it and looks to boot downfield, although in doing so keeps it in play for Bradford to come again. Over halfway as the wind picks up here at Valley Parade, and the rain also. We're underneath a big roof, but that's still not protecting us from the rain as it's played through into the gap for Richie Smallwood. Sends it across for Clark O'Dore, who does well to take a touch and looks to fire that one into the penalty area. He's got a man on the overlap in Alex Gilliard. Gilliard fires it in, all the way through it goes. It will fall for Richards, looking to fire that one goalwards, and he curls that one all the way out of play for a goal kick. And again, despite being 3-0 down, Bradford are giving it a heck of a go.
Yes, like I say, there is chances for both teams, chances developing. Richards there, stuck between, when the ball's come across from the right, he's at the angle. I don't think he knows whether to shoot or cross, and in the end he's done neither, and then he brings more abuse on the home fans who are frustrated, to say the very least.
I've just spotted Callum MacDonald in a warm-up bib, so for those who were listening earlier with the team news, George Williams was going to be on the bench, but he picked up a bit of a knock in the warm-up, it looks like, and so Callum MacDonald as 19th man comes in to be 18th man, so I'm not sure if he'll feature today if need be, but when Mansfield Town are 3-0 up, there's no need to play some of the players who are coming back from injury just yet, as the throw comes into the middle of the pitch, lofted over the top by Tyreek Wright. Of course it goes to Alex Gilliard, and it actually goes between Clark O'Dore and Alex Gilliard, and had a play for a Stags throw. Bradford, credit to Mansfield Town, of course, that they've made them play like this at times with the way that they've played, and they've turned Valley Parade almost into the one-call stadium in many ways, but the confidence must be absolutely sapped out of Bradford City with those 3 goals.
Yeah, I think they're a bit shell-shocked. Not yet recovered.
Goes Will Swan. Is there a free kick on him? Nope, nothing from the referee as it's cleared away downfield. It goes out of play for a Stags throw anyway, but when you're an attacking player in this sort of game, Akins has got one, obviously Cargill defensively has got one, and also Davis Keeler-Dunn has got one also, but when you're an attacking player, you want to get in on the act, don't you? And it looks like Will Swan wants to get in and say, look, you can't win on the road like this without me getting a goal.
Yeah, you'd fancy your chances. Like I say, the longer the game goes on, Bradford are going to have to commit more bodies forward, and they're already looking pretty vulnerable. That's
a lovely ball from Akins, sends it out to the right hand side for Hiram Boateng in towards Davis Keeler-Dunn, who turns one way and then the other. Still got it as Davis Keeler-Dunn, who just turns on a sixpence so beautifully, and he offloads it to Jordan Barry down the right hand side in towards Lewis Reed. Didn't quite want it there, did Reed, but Aidan Flint happy to keep hold of it and play it down the line to Barry. Reed again has just been beaten to it by Tyreek Wright. 39 gone, Bradford 0, Mansfield Town 3, 5 minutes to go before half time. Big goal at the bottom of League 2, Forest Green 0, Sutton United 1 at the New Lawn. Long throw from Jordan Barry coming in, flicked on by Lucas Akins in towards Keeler-Dunn, who stayed onside. Still got it as Keeler-Dunn, ball into the area, it's trapped down well and cleared away by Bradford City. up towards the middle of their midfield. Off goes Jamie Walker down the line for Tyreek Wright as Jordan Barry steps in and wins it back, although it might fall for Lucas Akins. All the way back to the goalkeeper it goes, and Sam Walker, who boots that one left-footed downfield, sort of hooks that one up in the air. Here's Boateng, flicks it on, trying to find Akins, and it goes all the way through to Walker. There's plenty of fans making their way to get themselves a half-time pie and probably a Bovril or something, or maybe something a lot stronger. They might need it as well, because Mansfield Town are in again here down the right-hand side with Davis Keeler-Dunn trying to keep it in play, cross into the area. There's Will Swan, who hooks it goalwards, and it just goes wide of the near post. Could have been 4, maybe should have been 4, but it stays 3. 5 to go before half-time, and Mansfield could have been in again.
Yeah, Keeler-Dunn's pulled that one back from the bar line, probably just a bit behind Swan. Difficult technique to get that on target, but yeah, again, the chances are there. Bradford creating their own problems, giving the ball away in their own third. See, they're arguing with each other, and you can see the gestures with the hands. It's music to your ears for an opposition player when you're seeing that.
Here's Walker with the goal kick downfield. That's the voice of former Stags midfielder Neil Bishop with us on BBC Radio Nottingham, as it's played round the back looking for Will Swan. It's headed away by Kieran Kelly, had to get there, and this time it will drop for Stephen Quinn, who volleys that one downfield into the gap for Davis Keeler-Dunn, who takes a lovely touch and turns away again as he sends it across the edge of the area for either Hiram Boateng or Will Swan, but it's going to be dealt with only just by Kieran Kelly. Not a play for a Bradford throw. It will go. Lewis Richards, I beg your pardon, as they've gone into a back 4, it seems, of Bradford City, just to basically stop the rot of goals that has come in their way. That back 3 just did not work at all, and you can understand why the fans are not very happy and looking in in our direction, but just behind us is Graham Alexander. Free kick to Mansfield, by the way, but from a Mansfield Town perspective, everything they've done has been absolutely perfect, and that's why they're 3-0 up and fans are leaving Valley Parade. Yeah,
they'll have worked on it, new system or not, they'll have worked on it. Scenarios, that's what you do, especially going later Thursday, Friday, but like I say, it just didn't work. They looked very unsure. Stags were getting in for fun down the sides of the 3 centre halves, and they had to change it. Otherwise, it could have been a mauling.
It could still be a mauling. 3.5 to go before half time. Lewis Reed fires the ball into the edge of the 18-yard box, flicked on by Cargill into the penalty area. It's not the best set piece done by Mansfield Town, but Aidan Flint might make the most of it, and this time Bradford clear up towards Lewis Brunt on halfway, chest and volley up to Lucas Akins, who gets the flick on, but the ball might break for Hiram Boateng. He's had it nicked off him though by Tyreek Wright, and this time it's played through. This time Brunt will get across and play a nice easy ball out to Stephen Quinn, who takes a nice touch and looks for Akins. Akins looking to turn again, has to go all the way back to Bailey Cargill, and immediately as soon as Mansfield Town get hold of the ball, they keep their shape and knock it back to Christy Pym, as Pym this time goes down the right hand side looking for Jordan Barry, cushion header down for Lewis Reed, who takes a touch and volleys that one downfield. That one will stay in play for Will Swan to try and gather, but it's played all the way back across to Kieran Kelly. Kelly looking to try and play that one through, but it's a bit of a drag from Hiram Boateng, but the referee allowing play to go on. The ball given away anyway. They allowed play to go on and they didn't take it, and it's going to be a Stags throw.
Yeah, the ref's he's opening his palms out as if to say, what can I do? He's played advantage for him. And
so you hit it out of play, not me.
McDonald's passed it straight out of play. Yeah,
played advantage, and you booted the ball out. As the throw comes in down the right hand side, it flicks off Akins' head, and it'll be a Bradford throw anyway. After all that, but everyone is the enemy here this afternoon, it seems.
Natives are restless, to put it mildly.
2 to go before half time. Stags 3-0 up. Bailey Cargill heading in after only 10 minutes or so from Quinn's free kick, and Stephen Quinn hitting the post. It took plenty of ricochets as Davis Keeler-Dunn fouls his man on halfway, and Keeler-Dunn arms outstretched, sort of saying, please don't book me. But he got the third goal indeed, did Davis Keeler-Dunn. Good play from Will Swan, and Akins grabbing the second, his 14th goal of the season. And Davis Keeler-Dunn on 19. Could this be the day where he hits the 20 goal mark? As it's nearly well won back by Lewis Reed, as Mansfield trying to pen Bradford into a tight area. The ball played across again towards Tomkinson, and Tomkinson played it across to Alex Gilliard, who's being forced a lot further back, but here is Kevin McDonald, and McDonald sends it out to the left hand side for Richards into the gap looking for Tyreek Wright, who's stretching those legs to keep it in play. He pulls it across, and Aidan Flint says thanks and clears that one away for a Bradford throw.
Yeah, moved it well there. Bradford stretched sides across the pitch, got down the side. But like I say, they're not really they're knocking on the door, but with no real intention, any dynamism about the play. It's all a bit too predictable at the minute.
Yeah, it's a polite knock as the ball is sent across the edge of the 18-yard box as Quinn tries to clear, but it hits Walker. But this time Quinn battling away to try and win it back, but Alex Gilliard will win the ball back for Bradford as he looks to drive towards the penalty area, strikes it, and it hits Quinn, who did really well to scamper across and get the block in and made sure the ball does not enter the Stags penalty area. It will do this time though, with the corner kick taken short. Third corner of the day down the left-hand side for Clark O'Dore. Right, I beg your pardon, as it's sent into the area. Aikens at that back post heads away. It will fall for Kevin McDonald, invited to shoot, but instead offloads it to the left-hand side for Lewis Richards, and Richards has crossed towards the back post, goes everybody and out of play for a Stags goal kick. 5 minutes of added time will be added at the end of the first half. I'd imagine that was because of the injury to Lewis Reed, and also a couple of 30 seconds either way because of Stags goals. So 5 to go before the break. What do you think Nigel Clough will be saying to his players, Bish?
If they get to half time now, it's the ideal half. Look, they've got the work done early, they've took the chances when they fell, and probably for 90% of it they've controlled this afternoon's proceedings. Bradford look shell-shocked. They'll go in at half time and reset, but if we can get in at half time at this scoreline, then it'll be a fantastic 45 minutes work, well 50 minutes work with the stoppages. But yeah, like I said before, as a response to the result and probably the performance on Tuesday night, you couldn't have asked for anything better. Well,
approaching half-time, I'll quickly have a quick roundup of the scores elsewhere in League 2. 1-1 between Accrington and Notts County approaching half-time there. But before I do that, here goes Davis Keeler-Dunn looking for his 20th of the season into Will Swan, left-hand channel. Benedict goal was deflected in. It's 4-0. This is absolutely incredible here at Valley Parade as Mansfield Town knocked Bradford for 4, and we're not even halfway yet. Will Swan getting in on the act as the scoreboard says Bradford City 0, Mansfield Town 4. Fans are turning and looking at us and looking at Graham Alexander in the press box. It's a hostile atmosphere here, but Mansfield Town have made it hostile because Will Swan, with his 10th goal of the season, equaling the goal tally for last season, has made it Bradford City 0, Mansfield Town 4 as we approach half-time. Deflected effort into the bottom corner, no chance for the goalkeeper. Stags are running away with it.
Yeah, goodbye Swan. He's jinking, he's got the ball on that far corner of the box. He comes inside on his right foot and he wrong foots the keeper, whether that's a deflection or he's gave him the eyes. And I mean, that's good night. That is good night.
That is good night indeed. That is good night. There's a few glares heading our way in the press box, but it's not our fault. It's nothing to do with us.
I think probably 20% of the main stand's just gone home.
I think so. We might be here by the end of it. I think we're going to be the only ones here. Blimey. Match day for BBC Radio Nottingham, the home of live Nottinghamshire sport and the home of live Nottinghamshire drama, it seems. You don't need to worry about EastEnders or Emmerdale or anything like that. All the drama is here at Valley Parade. Stags 4-0 up. A goal for Cargill, a goal for Aikens, a goal for Keeler-Dunn and a goal for Swan. Stags have 4, and it could be worse here as off goes Davis Keeler-Dunn into the penalty area. Still got it, trying to nutmeg his man. It deflects into the feet of Kevin McDonald, and he clears his lines as the player goes down and gets a free kick. But my word, I would hate to be Graham Alexander at half-time, and I'd hate to be those Bradford players at half-time. As players, as fans, they're waving money at Graham Alexander.
Yeah, I think that's to the board as well. I'm doing a bit of research on the way. I think there's a lot of dissatisfaction with the way the club's been run. The owners, they want it sold, and I just think there's a lot of problems here, and there's a lot of frustrated people, and I think it's years in the making. This, Bradford have struggled in this division for such a big club with a tremendous history, a lovely ground, and I think all of them frustrations are coming at the boil due to the what we've just seen for 45 minutes.
It's a hostile one as the ball hits the referee, couldn't get out of the way quickly enough, and it will be a drop ball as Bradford City look to get play back running again. Notts County have retaken the lead. Alassana Jatta with a goal, his first of the club, away at Accrington Stanley, which is good to hear. So Notts have restored their lead at the Wham Stadium, where hopefully the points are 3. Fingers crossed, but certainly the goals are they're more than 3. They're 4 here for Mansfield Town, thanks to Will Swan as we approach half-time. A minute of it left to go as off goes Kieran Kelly, sent back again to Richie Smallwood. Nigel Clough telling his players to stay back as the ball played round the back. It's easily well dealt with by Mansfield, and off goes Keeler-Dunn just happy to go back to Jordan Barry, boots that one downfield, takes the nick on its way through, does it? No, it's volleyed up in the air. Akins this time will let that one bounce out of play. He got a bit of a whack in the back, but Keeler Dunn volleys that one downfield. Didn't quite connect with it well there, did Keeler Dunn. Gets a bit of a telling off from Nigel Clough, but Keeler Dunn picks the ball up, fouled his man anyway, and it'll be a free kick to Bradford City. But I think I'll be heading in at half-time, Bish. I don't know. I mean, obviously they're not aimed at us. We're just doing our job as commentators, but we are very unfortunately sat right near Graham Alexander, so it looks like we're...
I hope he goes and sits somewhere else for the second half.
I think we will, yeah. In the car, maybe. I don't know. Oh dear, that's not a good pass.
It's turning really nasty.
Yeah, it's not looking great at all. How's your security guard job going, Bish? Is that good?
I might not come back up for the second half.
Fair enough. Well, thank you very much anyway.
I think we can say this one's safely done in it. I think that's Nigel's so animated now. I think he knows basically he knows he'd get to half time at 4-0.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
job done.
The ball sandwiched between Swan and the defender, cleared away. It's a slice clearance and it'll go for a Stag's throw. The referee still yet to blow his whistle at half time.
I think Bradford were completely gone.
Void of confidence. They are done.
Shell shocks. I mean, it's going under the feet. The miss kicking it. It's bad as.
I mean, listen to that. Bradford City have completely capitulated, and Mansfield Town have put them to the sword. There's a lot of eyes on the press box and the boardroom behind us, where Graham Alexander is sat, and I'd imagine he'll be heading down at half-time to have some strong words with his players. But for Nigel Clough's side, Bish, on the other side of the coin, it's been a very, very good first half, and Mansfield have properly knocked Bradford for 4.
Yeah, look, Bradford's aside, Stags have been tremendous. As an away performance comes, and on the back of a disappointing result and performance on Tuesday night, that's first class for the level. That's probably as good as you'll see. I still think if you're being harsh, they'll look vulnerable at times. But look, let's be honest, Bradford hasn't showed in that half that they've got the tools to hurt them. They've every time they go forward, they look like they're going to create a chance, they're going to get a shot on goal. Fantastic, and I'll quite confidently say now that is good night. That is game over. That 4-0 at half time. Nigel won't be saying that in the dressing room, don't get me wrong, and the mentality of the players won't be that, but I think us sat in the stand, we can quite happily say that the 3 points are going back to Nottinghamshire tonight. Yes, the very emptying stand at the moment. Valley Parade completely stunned by Mansfield Town in the first half. First goal came from the head of Bailey Cargill. Lovely free kick from Stephen Quinn, and Cargill nodded in his 5th goal of the season, his 4th goal on the road. Meanwhile, Lucas Akins doubling the Stags lead after it pinballed in the penalty area, and it fell to Lucas Akins. One of those situations where it had to go in, and eventually Akins made absolutely sure. Then Davis Keeler-Dunn got in on the act and got in his 19th goal of the season, and then the icing on the cake of the first half, Will Swan making it into double figures for the 2nd straight season. And so at the break, it is Bradford City 0, wait for it, Mansfield Town 4.
It is match day on BBC Radio Nottingham. What an afternoon this is turning out to be so far for our 3 clubs. We'll reflect shortly on what's going on in League 2. In the Premier League here, as it stands, Forest set to climb a couple of places because Brentford are also still losing to Burnley. We talked, Brian Laws, before the game about how important today could be, and that goal felt massive when it went in because they'd had a couple of half opportunities before putting that pressure on the Luton defence, but when they got the breakthrough, boy, it felt big.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can feel the relief of just everybody once Forest scored that goal, of course, and they had a couple of opportunities earlier on as well, and you're thinking, is this going to not be our day where we, in the Premier League, you've got to take your chances, and we've had some really gilt-edged chances, haven't we? Before we've scored again, before Wood scored the goal. So
Origi with one cleared off the line, so close.
Oh yeah, and you're thinking, is this not going to be our day? But then it's a significant goal because he gives Forest belief, but it also doesn't mean to say the job's done by any stretch of the imagination. But I just think what it does is it gives you a little bit of advantage because it psychologically it puts more pressure on Luton. Luton are going to have to come out a little bit more, but the only way that they're going to get more from out of Forest is if Forest gives stupid free kicks away, unnecessary. They've got to be smarter than that, and I think if you encourage them and give them too many free kicks in the last third, they're going to chuck everything in that, and they've already seen set plays. They're a threat. They've scored one, which was disallowed, but it might not be next time.
All right, Brian Laws, thank you very much indeed. So only 2 3 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League. Forest winning here, Burnley beating Bradford. So as it stands, Forest set to climb a couple of places to 15th. In League 2, Notts County are winning away from home. Second time we've been able to say that actually this week, but they've led twice in this game, Mark Stallard. And a first goal for Alassane Jatta. How have they been?
Yeah, they've been decent. You know, it's not been absolutely free-flowing football, but you wouldn't expect that from a team with the record that Notts are on. But what they've done well, you know, and it's all about that man Alassane Jatta. His first start for Notts, he's provided an assist and he's got the goal just before half-time that sees us go in ahead.
Long may it continue. Mark Stallard, thank you. Neil Bishop, what on earth is going on with Mansfield? 4-0 up at half-time, 3 up inside the opening 18 minutes. I talked to you before about whether there were any nerves in the camp after 3 defeats in 6. How very quickly they answered that silly question.
Yeah, as a response to the performance and result Tuesday, you couldn't have written it better. Outstanding, really good. I mean, I can talk to you about Bradford's problems for a long time, but we'll focus on Stags. Really, every time they come forward, they look like they're going to create an opportunity, get a shot on goal. Fantastic response to Tuesday. Me and Jake were just saying, I know Nigel won't be saying the message in the dressing room, the players' mentality won't be this, but I think we can safely say the 3 points are coming back to Nottinghamshire tonight.
Yeah, let's hope so. It certainly seems that way. Thank you very much indeed. Barring a Luton-esque collapse, even bigger than that, it'd have to be 4-0 up at half-time at Bradford. Terrific stuff. And once again, Mansfield sharing the goals around. Stockport not playing until tomorrow, so as it stands, Mansfield 5 points clear. That helped as well by the fact that Wrexham are losing today. Crewe in 4th are losing as well, but that's to MK Dons, who as it stands will leapfrog Crewe. They are in such good form, aren't they, under Mike Williamson, MK Dons. As it stands, they're 3-1 up in that game over Crewe, so they'll go 4th, with Crewe dropping to 5th. Wrexham, as I say, trailing by a 0-0 at half-time at home to Tranmere, the team who upset Mansfield, of course, in the week. So other scores in League 2. Newport are winning 1-0 away at AFC Wimbledon. Barrow 0, Harrogate 0. Walsall are 1-0 up away at Colchester. Forest Green in such good form of late under Steve Cottrell, turning things around, but they are losing at home to Sutton this afternoon. Gillingham 1, Grimsby 1 at half-time, and Swindon 0, Doncaster 2. Let me run you through the other scores as well then. In League 1, Barnsley 0, Cheltenham 0, Derby 0, Bolton 0 in a battle at the top. Exeter 1-0 up over struggling Burton. Fleetwood are losing at home to Charlton 1-0. Lincoln 3-0 up over Bristol Rovers. Peterborough against the leaders Portsmouth is goalless. Oxford are winning 1-0 away at Port Vale. Reading, with all their troubles, selling their training ground this week, it seems, as well, to nearby neighbours Wickham, but they're winning today 2-0 over Cambridge. Shrewsbury are beating Carlisle by a 0-0. It's Stevenage 0, Leyton Orient 1. Wigan are beating Blackpool, and Wickham 0, Northampton 0. In the Championship, no Leicester today. The leaders involved in the FA Cup tomorrow, of course, against Chelsea. No second placed Leeds today either. They play Millwall in the Championship tomorrow. And Ipswich are taking full advantage, 3-0 up over Sheffield Wednesday at half-time to cut, as it stands anyway, Leicester's lead at the top to just 1 point. Leicester, of course, then would still have a game in hand. Earlier, by the way, Luke Williams Swansea with a big win, 2-0 over Cardiff, as they get themselves well away from trouble finally and up towards mid-table. Birmingham 0, Watford 1. Middlesbrough Blackburn is goalless. It's Plymouth 0, Preston 1. Rotherham 0, Huddersfield 0. Norwich are 2-0 up away at Stoke. Sunderland and QPR goalless at half-time, and West Brom beating Bristol City by a 0-0. It is match day on BBC Radio Nottingham. David Jackson here. We'll look back at what happened in the FA Cup earlier at Molineux. It's 2 minutes to 4.
10 pairs of nail clippers.
I know.
Do you use one on each finger?
On BBC iPlayer.
I can't believe that our house held all these things.
Stacey Solomon and the team are back.
We are here to help you. We are on your side.
Oh my goodness! You've really brought out what I love. Sort your life out. Watch on BBC iPlayer. Match day.
BBC Radio Nottingham.
So as I mentioned, FA Cup quarter-final weekend. Tomorrow at 3:30, Manchester United against Liverpool. That, of course, United's reward for beating Forest the other week. Chelsea against Leicester tomorrow at 12:45. Earlier today, Wolves against Coventry. Maybe not the glamour tie of the four in the quarter-finals, but what a match it turned out to be. Topsy-turvy, swinging this way and that. The Championship side running out on top.
Palmer floats the ball into the penalty area. They're queuing up. Oh, it's gone in. It's gone in. I think Sims is claiming it. Latabonia went for it. Wolves are appealing for a handball. It will go to VAR, but at the moment the goal is scored for the Sky Blues, and they're celebrating in the far corner. Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Coventry City 1.
Doherty's forward in the middle, and so too is Gomez. Gomez into the area, hooks it across. It might come for Aït-Nouri. It's 1-1. He's the man. Ryan Aït-Nouri arrives in the middle and scores the equaliser. More coming up in goal. Churchill to his right, and he's played through Bueno. Hugo Bueno. A wonderful goal for Hugo Bueno. And Wolves have scored 2 in 5 minutes and might be accelerating through to the FA Cup semi-final.
And the ball, though, is back with the Sky Blues, and it's Hadji Wright on the left wing. Right with a chipped cross, headed towards goal, and Sims equalises for Coventry City, and it's the Sky Blues bench trying to celebrate. Mark Robbins punches the air. Coventry City have levelled it. He gets the ball into the area. Sims for right, and Coventry City are going to Wembley. The Sky Blues bench are on the bench. Casey Palmer has run from the bench the full length of the pitch to celebrate. Hadji Wright has surely won it for Coventry City. What an FA Cup tie, what a quarter final, and what a scoreline. It's an FA Cup scoreline for Coventry City, 3-2. Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Coventry City 3.
What a conclusion to that game. Sometimes only local BBC radio commentary will do it, won't it? Thanks to our colleagues from BBC Commentary in Warwickshire for providing the commentary on those winning moments for Coventry in stoppage time. 3-2 at Wolves. What a fantastic victory for them. Coventry through to the semi-finals. The other quarter-final tonight at 5:30. Manchester City, Newcastle. Here are the two managers. Eddie Howe in a moment. Pep Guardiola first.
From now on, we need, until the end of the season, every home game, the support for our fans like we had against United. I don't remember for a long time environment that was against United. We need that.
Just look at our games against them this year, how tight they've been. So we're a couple of minutes away from getting a really credible draw at home, and that game could have been different. We could have won it. We, of course, won the cup game, and the game at the Etihad early season was tight, although we weren't at our best. So I don't think the games we've been too far away.
So, Man City, Newcastle at 5:30. It's match day on BBC Radio Nottingham. David Jackson here at 4:02.
Feel barriers breaking, earth shaking, sometimes nerve quaking, always intoxicating, exhilarating, boundary breaking, totally captivating. Every tackle, breathtaking. Every try from every nation, reverberating. Feel every moment of the Six Nations. The Women's Six Nations starts next weekend. Watch on BBC iPlayer.
Match day.
BBC Radio Nottingham.
Here come the players then for the second half at Kenilworth Road. Time to make your choice. 95.5 FM. You can hear Bradford, Mansfield with the Stags 4-0 up at half-time with Jake Garner and Neil Bishop. Notts are winning as well. The second half, they're 2-1 up at Accrington. Mark Stallard and Dave Bracegirdle bringing you that on 103.8 FM on digital radio and online, so on your smart speaker as well. Here at Kenilworth Road with Forest 1-0 up at Luton. You can hear Brian Laws and Colin Frey.
Yes, welcome back to Valley Parade. There's the couple of the substitutes still doing some warm-ups. Callum McDonald, Aaron Lewis, James Gale and Tom Nichols out there doing a few warm-ups. I say Tom Williams because he was on the brain, because Callum McDonald wasn't originally meant to be in the squad, but he's come in as 19th man, and George Williams has had to make way after getting injured in the warm-up. But it won't be long before we see the players return to the pitch, and you do wonder what kind of state Bradford City will be in after they've been absolutely pulled apart by Mansfield Town, and they've conceded 4 very poor goals by their standard, but very good goals by Mansfield Town standards, as the Stags strength and conditioning coach David Waldy sits on the near the corner flag and welcomes back the Mansfield Town players. Aidan Flint leading out Mansfield Town as the rain starts to come down here in Yorkshire at Valley Parade. We thought we were going to be well covered, but we are not. But thankfully, the rainbow that has come with it is that Stags, bar some horrendous capitulation, are home and dry. And on top of that, Nigel Clough is going to make a double change, and you do wonder how many changes Graham Alexander's going to make, if any at all, because that first half from a Bradford perspective was terrible, but from a Mansfield Town perspective it was absolutely joyful to watch.
Yeah, I think that's what an opportunity to get McLaughlin more minutes. Maris as well coming on, didn't have his best game on Tuesday night, chance for him to find his feet again. It looks like Cargill's gone off, hasn't it? Looking around to see who else has come off.
Yeah, I
think it's a case of him managing his squad. This game's done and dusted.
Well, it looks like McLaughlin will be coming on. So McLaughlin for Cargill, straight swap there. I'd imagine that's simply because Bailey Cargill's played probably just about every minute of every game.
Yeah, and what an opportunity to give him a rest.
And Davis Keeler-Dunn is going to get a rest as well, and George Maris will be coming on. So there we go, Davis Keeler-Dunn, he's got his goal number 19 for the season. And it's not a bad day's work, is it? Get your goal, set up one or two more, and come off at half time. An early finish for Stags, but no changes at the break from Graham Alexander, which I'm a bit surprised at. You'd have thought. I mean, is it a case of damage limitation for Bradford City or what? I'm not entirely sure.
I'm amazed, and he's actually on the touchline. I can see him now, so it wasn't a touchline ban. Maybe he's just getting a different view from up in the stand.
Right, oh blimey. Well, maybe he's
and maybe he's probably safer down there than he is.
Maybe, yeah. Well, it puts our minds at rest, at least anyway, because we know they're not aimed at us, at least. But we are back underway. I'll give you a rundown of the Stags team very shortly, but the ball played downfield by Bradford. Here's Jordan Barry, who picks up the loose ball wearing the dark blue shirts, dark blue shorts and dark blue socks. And meanwhile, Bradford wearing their traditional burgundy and orange, as the ball is hit on the chest of Will Swan and goes out of play for a Bradford City throw. So Mansfield Town with Christy Pibb in goal, back four of Barry, Flint, Brunt and McLaughlin fresh off the bench. Here's Hiram Boateng, Lewis Reed, Stephen Quinn and George Maris, the midfield diamond. Maris just coming off the bench also at the break, with Lucas Akins and Will Swan up top. I mean, it's great that obviously Stags are 4-0 up, but 4 different goal scorers also. It's it's another encouraging sign that Mansfield Town are heading in the right direction. As the long throw comes in, and it's going to be cleared away by Bradford, and it's helped on to Clark O'Dore, who looks to come over halfway. O'Dore up against Lewis Reed, who's got Alex Gilliard with him, but O'Dore takes a touch and plays that one into the middle of midfield, as Will Swan trying to scamper and win the ball back from Kevin McDonald. Played around the back again. That's a decent ball as well in towards Walker, but Aidan Flint made that look very easy, just sort of sidestepped his man and cut the ball in and managed to clear his lines. Really good players. It's played all the way back to the goalkeeper Sam Walker, as the rain really coming down again now here at Valley Parade. And you look at the state of the pitch, I mean, it wasn't great originally, as Brunt gets high and heads that one away. Really big, powerful Aidan Flint-like header from Lewis Brunt, and this time Mansfield will look to go again. The ball is volleyed clear downfield and out of play for a Stags throw. 90 seconds gone in the second half. Bradford City 0, Mansfield Town 4, in case you're just joining us. You're not dreaming, no, this is real.
Yeah, perfect afternoon thus far. Nigel probably looking to get through this now with a clean sheet, no injuries. What an afternoon's work it has been so far.
It's been absolutely superb, as the ball is played up again towards Jamie Walker. Lewis Reed hot on his heels to try and win the ball back, but it's played down the line. Clark O'Dore slipping in the mud, as you can see the little flutters of mud flying off the heels of some of the players, as Brunt pulls back on a player's shirt. Referee allowing play to go on, and this time Bradford City keep it in play down this left hand side with Richards ball into the area towards the back post. It's actually kept in by Clark O'Dore. In a way, sort of did Mansfield a huge favour there and kept it in. It's, in fact, Clark O'Dore, I thought maybe he'd gone flying into the advertising hoardings away to our right hand side, but he's okay. And Bradford will come again. Mansfield Town scoring in every away game this season. They don't score 4 in every away game, but this season, more than any other, they've been scoring plenty of goals on the road. That's why they have the best away record in the league so far. I mean, they're looking for away win number 10 of the season, which is some going, as Brunt just side foots this ball back to Steve McLaughlin, looking to go around the back for Lucas Akins, who's going to try and get the better of Jonathan Tomkinson. Tomkinson just shepherding that one back to the goalkeeper. Not the best clearance, to go straight to the chest of George Maris. Tried to control that one, wasn't able to do so, just allowed Bradford to clear. But every time that Bradford clear the ball, it just goes straight to a blue shirt, and Mansfield Town will take that all day long.
Yeah, like I say, they're bereft of confidence, ideas. I mean, it's pretty sore. Luckily, I don't think I've ever been in that position, but coming out 4-0 down at home and the crowd have turned, it must be pretty demoralising for the Bradford Town players.
I mean, there's hardly anybody in the stand away to our left-hand side, the Bradford City, the big Kop end, and we were talking about how empty it was pre-kick-off, and now it's just as empty, if not even more empty, as Quinn and Akins run into each other, wasn't able to keep hold of the ball and take control of the situation, and Bradford can clear again up to halfway. Jamie Walker trying to get there first, as is Tyler Smith, and it's a really good challenge from Lewis Brunt to keep hold of it and keep it in play. Does Jordan Barry. Lewis Reed wants it early and gets it, plays it back to Barry. This time here is Aidan Flip with a high sweeping crossfield ball, looking for Stephen Quinn, who does well to win the header. Heads to that one forward for George Maris, but it's going to come back to Alex Gilead. Maris hot on his heels again as the ball scooped forward. This time it's flicked on by Lewis Brunt, and off goes Jordan Barry, smashes it against the defender, gets sent tumbling to the floor, and off go Bradford again as it's played across to Clark O'Dore up against Steve McLaughlin. McLaughlin battling away well, sticks out a toe and concedes a corner in the process.
Yeah, all a bit scrappy last 5 minutes. First 5 minutes of this half, quick corner.
Quick corner coming in from Clark O'Dore, plays it short to Gilead. O'Dore with the cross coming in from the right hand side at the near post. It's going to come away as Gilead plays that one down the line. It's in front of O'Dore and out of play. That'll go for a Stags throw. They look completely bereft of confidence in everything they do.
Yeah, they do. But you've got to find that character. You've got to find that something in yourself which drives you on. No one's going to, football can be a ruthless game. No one hands you anything in this game. You get knocked back, you've got to pick yourself up. It's Stags' job just to keep the foot on the throat and keep them down.
Mansfield lose it on the edge of their own penalty area. Stephen Quinn trying to be a little bit too clever, and he does well to recover and concede a throw in the process. I think it was a case of just get the ball downfield and boot it and deal with it later, but throwing it will be to Bradford City. The Bantams, as this time it's headed back down the line to Alex Gilead. Ball comes in from Smallwood towards the far post, and it's cleared away as the wind picks up here at Valley Parade, and off goes Swan. Like it was pulled back there, and it'll be a free kick. And was that Walker? Quite possibly. Free kick taken quickly, and Mansfield looks to try and go again as it's played through to Will Swan. Akins is in the penalty area, but it's still got it. Will Swan, edge of the box, he just runs into his man. It's good defending in the end, but Swan gets between man and ball, does well to recover and try and win a corner if he can. He hooks it through the legs, and Bradford should clear, but Boateng comes off Boateng last and out of play for a goal kick. But I wasn't sure whether Walker pulled a man back there. It might have been a different player. Didn't quite see it properly, but if it was, that surely would have been a second yellow.
Yeah, whoever it was lucky to avoid a yellow card. Blatant foul in the middle of the pitch, preventing Swan breaking. But again, the right pass. Mansfield look like they're not done here in terms of goal scoring.
I mean, they're just going to go for the jugular. I think that's been the message from day one, really, from Nigel Clough, having missed out on the final day last season, missing out on a playoff place due to one goal. Any chance that Mansfield Town get of getting a goal, they're going to try and take it as Boateng turns in the centre circle, plays it back to Lewis Brunt, hooks that one forward downfield into the channel, looking for Will Swan, who's going to try and get the better of the defender here, but it's headed back to the goalkeeper in Sam Walker. So it is Sam Walker in goal for Bradford. Kevin McDonald, Kieran Kelly and Jonathan Tompkinson, the back three, with Alex Gilead and Lewis Richards the wing backs, Jamie Walker and Richie Smallwood in the middle, with Tyler Smith, Clark O'Dore and Tyreek Wright, the front three. But at the moment it looks like Bradford are probably going to stick with their back four, it seems. But when you are 4-0 down at home, you don't see any reason why they don't just go for it and see if they can get something, try and make the result a bit more dignified and play for a bit of pride, which Mansfield Town probably should be aware of.
Yeah, I mean, they've flattered to deceive really.
Goes Will Swan in towards the edge of the penalty area. It's good defensive work again from Jonathan Tompkinson. Had to turn and clear his lines, and in doing so clears it out of play, and it comes off Swan and out of play for a throw to Bradford City, although it looked like it had come off the defender last, but nothing given by the referee. Linesman and referee are a lot closer than we are, so there we go. But yeah, you were saying, Bish?
Yeah, I was just going to say they've not really laid a glove on them. You know, a few promising things for Bradford, but very powder puff. They've not, like I said, they've not laid a glove on them, if you use a boxing analogy, and like I say, they just look completely bereft of any ideas and confidence, and Stags have controlled this game. How how they've played for the majority of the season. Like I say, Tuesday night didn't feel like a typical Mansfield performance from what I've seen this season. This is more like them. This is why they're in the position, and this is why they probably are the best team in the world. Best team in the world. Best team. I know the phone will up that way. We get carried away.
I mean, they're playing like the best team in the world.
Best team in the division. Correct myself.
That's all right. Not yet, anyway. Not yet.
Not that I'm getting carried away.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Mansfield in Champions League action with us on BBC Radio Nottingham against Bradford. As the ball is back again at the feet of Richie Smallwood. He gets the return ball, plays it forward as well does Tyler Smith. As off goes Jamie Walker, trying to offload it to the left-hand side, and that's a really poor ball, and it allows Lewis Reed just to pick it up and boot it downfield. And again, every time Bradford come forward, they're trying to cause problems.
Yeah, summed it up though. Some nice interchange, good play. They get to a promising position and it just breaks down. Not decisive enough in that final third, whether that's lack of confidence, lack of quality. It's just streets apart, these two teams for me.
Really are. It's with Alex Gilliard. Graham Alexander, as I mentioned before, was sat near us in the director's box, but he's decided to take his post at the in the technical areas. It's played around the back looking for Gilliard. Lucas Akins was equal to it, and now off go Mansfield again with Stephen Quinn. Will Swan is making one of those runs, but Quinn will try and find him. He just hits it against the heels of his man and apologises to Will Swan. But again, you just look at the way Mansfield, every time they get the ball, they're immediately looking up and looking for Swan or Akins or Naris and Boateng. They're just going for blood here. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Bradford 0, Mansfield Town 4. Still 2-1 away to Notts County away at Accrington Stanley, and 1-0 to Nottingham Forest away at Luton. So far so good on match day from BBC Radio Nottingham. Long way to go yet though, as the ball is at the feet of Lewis Reed, who got injured here early doors, I think on his debut in fact, or one of his early games at least, and they kept him out for pretty much the remainder of the season. And since then he's been a real force, as the ball is hooked back by Will Swan and towards Stephen Quinn, but that one will go out of play for a Bradford throw. But you look at the fact that Nigel Clough has made those 4 changes. He's not weakened the squad in any way. He's brought in some of his big hitters and they've done the job, and now, as we've seen, Bish, they can be rested and get ready for Colchester United on Saturday.
Yeah, I was just looking, she was warming up. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised to see more changes, you know.
Off goes Boateng, hooks it forward to Maris. It's a nice ball around the back as well to Lewis Reed down the right hand side. Still got it as Reed, but he's got Jordan Barry with him. Here is Barry. He's got 2 Bradford shirts around him. The return ball doesn't quite find him though. It was Richie Smallwood who lets that one go, although Smallwood not letting that one go without a fight. Neither's Jordan Barry. This time eventually Bradford can clear their lines. Booted downfield, up it goes towards Lewis Brunt. Cushion header down to Hiram Boateng, looking very comfortable on the ball on Mansfield Town as it's switched across to Stephen McLaughlin. McLaughlin first time ball back to Stephen Quinn. Quinn looking for his fellow Irishman on St Patrick's Day Eve as it's played down the line for Lucas Akins. Takes the touch, but it just allows Jonathan Tomkinson to clear his lines. Hits it against Akins, and that will go for a Bradford City throw. But again, Mansfield gunning for blood here. They have Colchester United at home on Saturday. When you look at how they played on Tuesday night, just how much of a massive boost will that give Mansfield Town, the fact that they can go to a team like Bradford, who weren't out of form or anything. They'd had a couple of good results. They've beaten Wrexham here, or beaten Wrexham on the road. They beat MK Dons here. Had some great results under Graham Alexander, and Mansfield Town have just come here and brushed them aside.
Yeah, I think it settles everyone down, especially after Tuesday. You know, the inevitable questions: is it squeaky bum time? Are they panicking? Yeah, absolutely no signs of that today. Like I say, I think this result's not been in doubt since that first goal went in. Complete control of proceedings, and like I say, they've took the sting right out of this game and controlling it well second half.
Ball booted forward by Lewis Reed, looking for Will Swan. Andy Garner and Nigel Clough not happy with that one. I think he was trying to sort of play it more into the channel, was Reed, but again, such as the bobbly pitch, we'll forgive him for that. Oh, it's nearly Lucas Akins won it there off Jonathan Tomkinson. You don't want to be losing that when you're 4-0 down at home, right on the edge of their own area, when Lucas Akins is breathing down your neck. That is for sure. As it's flicked on, it hits Jordan Barry and falls nicely for Hiram Boateng. As the rain continues to pour down here in the press box, as does the wind, as you could probably hear. Stephen Quinn sent tumbling to the floor. Free kick to Mansfield Town, sitting top of the league in League 2, and at the moment sitting in a very promising position, but a long way to go yet, of course. But as things stand in League 2, Mansfield Town stretched their lead between them and second to 5 points, because Wrexham are still losing at home to Tranmere Rovers. They're doing us a real favour, our Tranmere Rovers, as the ball played down the line to Lucas Akins. Akins return ball to Stephen Quinn, pays it in towards George Maris, pulls it back across one more towards Boateng, hits it goalwards, it's blocked by a Bradford defender. It will fall back to Lewis Reed. Lewis Reed down the line for Aidan Flint, flicks it up against the Lewis Richards, and goes out of play. I think it looked like it was going to be potentially handball as Flint flicked that one against the defender, but nothing given by the referee. I don't think he dared. I think if he gives Mansfield Town a penalty when they're 4-0 up away from her, but handball is handball as the ball is sent over the top by Bradford towards Alex Gilliard up against Stephen Quinn. Gilliard does well to turn and looks to roll it in towards Clark O'Dore. A couple of runners off him at the moment, but Mansfield Town just keeping their shape as it's played through down the right hand side. Here is O'Dore again, looking for the return ball in towards Kevin McDonald, and this time Mansfield look to go again with Akins, who turns and fires that one round the back for Will Swan, who's got in here down this left hand side into the channel. Lucas Akins and Lewis Reed making their way into the box, but Will Swan will have it, still got it as Will Swan. Here's Akins, it's inside of the post. Will Swan on the return ball looking to bend it goalwards, it deflects away again. 2 times now Mansfield have hit the woodwork as they search for a 5th goal, but Lewis Reed steps in and wins it back. Meanwhile Maris gets there and eventually Bradford clear. Good play from Swan, so close from Akins.
Brilliant play from Swan and Akins. Again, they were pretty much in that final third on their own. Bradford had 5 players back, they've worked it between them. I thought it was in all the way. Keepers beat, keepers beat. It's come off the inside of the post. Oh, so close to a 5th.
Again, it's something that Mansfield Town haven't quite got round to doing in this second half, despite being so dominant in the first. They've yet to really test the goalkeeper, and again it just shows in the blink of an eye. When Will Swan is free round the back, he's got his goal, his 10th goal of the season. I mean, he's been so influential in recent games, despite struggling at the start of the season. He's suddenly come into form. I mean, he's got 8 goals in his last 10 games.
Yeah,
that's some return.
It's crazy to say. I don't think their keeper's had a save to make. He's picked the ball out of his goal 4 times, and he's watched that one bounce off the inside of his post. Stags have been absolutely ruthless.
Here come Bradford again with Walker. Andy Cook stood stretched and ready to come on the field of play, and I'm sure he'll be absolutely delighted to come onto the field of play against his former club, being 4-0 down at home.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but again, you've got to do it for yourself. He'll have a point to prove, not only to his manager, to maybe to some Stags fans.
Quite possibly. Although I think the Stags fans loved him.
Yeah, well, I played with Cook. He's a great lad. I thought he had a lot to offer, really. Never really got the opportunities he probably deserved.
Here again, Mansfield again, back heel for Maris, in towards Boateng, in towards Swan. Could it be 5? It's saved by the feet of the goalkeeper, and it goes out of play for a corner kick. Mansfield Town going for blood yet again. Lovely intricate play from Mansfield with Boateng and Maris fluttering back heels at each other. Played through into Swan, and Swan trying to poke it goalwards with his toe, and it goes out of play off the keeper for a corner kick. Taken short to Akins, back to Stephen Quinn, fires that one into the penalty area towards the back post. There's Flint, and it's out of play for a goal kick. Couldn't keep it down, and it will just be 5 as they're going to make their triple change. Bradford City, and Andy Cook will be coming on for Jamie Walker.
Fantastic football in and around the box. I think if you're being critical, Swan should finish it. He's 10 yards out. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, decent save, but should really score. But fantastic play that.
Really good stuff as the triple change is coming on. Andy Cook is coming on for Bradford for Jamie Walker. Meanwhile, Tyreek Wright is making way, and so is Clark O'Dore. So changes at the front. So they've got Harrison Chapman, Tyler Smith, Callum Kavanagh and Andy Cook all on the field of play. Lots of attacking players brought on by Graham Alexander. I mean, I'm amazed, to be honest, that they weren't brought on at half time, but there we go. I'm not the manager.
No, yeah, maybe it was a case of at half time, you've got us in this mess, you go and try and, I'll give you 10-15 minutes to put it right. There's been no signs of a response, and he's changed it.
The ball spins away off Mansfield Town man out of play for a Bradford throw. 62 gone. Bradford City 0, Mansfield Town 4. They're having a brilliant time with the Stags fans away to our right hand side, top of the league. Teams around them losing and 4-0 up away from home.
Yeah,
doesn't get much better than that.
Could be a pivotal afternoon.
Could well be. As off goes Boateng, gliding past his man and finds that one in towards George Maris. Looking to let fly. He's still got it. George Maris, who thought about shooting, decided against it and keeps hold of it for Jordan Barry down the right hand side. Barry pushes it out in front of him and looks to get in across. Does well to get past his man. Fires that one into the area. Flicked away towards the back post. It will fall for Maris to strike it. Deflects in the area. Swan nearly got a toe to it, and it goes through to the goalkeeper, who can gather and bowl it out again.
Yeah, Swan not far off. You know, he's gambled on that.
It was Jordan Barry, looked like he possibly fouled his man. Nothing given by the referee though. Callum Kavanagh going down, and the fouls Lewis Reed, and it'll be a free kick to Mansfield Town to add more misery to Bradford fans, who still continue to leave in their droves.
Yeah, you can feel the frustration around this place, can't you? It's not a happy place for to be a Bradford fan this afternoon.
Definitely not. But oh well, we'll take it.
Yeah, we're quite happy.
Yeah. We're trying not to look too happy because in the first half we were getting quite a few glares from the Bradford City fans. I don't think they were actually aimed at us, but we didn't look great as the free kick from Aidan Flint goes straight out of play for a Bradford City throw. Stags back in action next Saturday, match day from BBC Radio Nottingham. Early kick-off for that one, 12:30. On BBC Radio Nottingham, live on all frequencies. I'll keep you up to date as well on how Notts County are getting on this afternoon away at Accrington Stanley. 2-1 at Notts County lead at the Wham Stadium. Stuart Maynard looking for his second win as Mansfield Town win the ball back with McLaughlin. Played forward towards Will Swan. Great touch. He nearly turned right in between a couple of Bradford players. Will Swan trying to win the ball back off Alex Gilliard, who just runs into some space and offloads the ball as it's booted downfield, but Aidan Flint happily gathers that one, and every time a Mansfield Town player picks up the ball, it gets met with a way from the away end as McLaughlin clatters into I think it was let's have a look who it was, Harrison Chapman, who came on, and Aaron Lewis is going to be coming on meanwhile for Stags. He's going to get a run out as well, and rightly so. Quinn has been superb as per. Gets a big hug from Nigel Clough, so Aaron Lewis will come in, and George Maris and Hiram Boateng, I think they'll just continue the same shape, and so Aaron Lewis will stay on that left hand side.
Yeah, like for like in terms of the shape. Again, Quinny's not getting any younger, so about 25 minutes left in game finished. Ideal opportunity to get him off and rest up for next Saturday.
The ball's headed away, that goes all the way through to the goalkeeper Sam Walker, who bowls it out short to Kevin McDonald. Lewis Richards trying to get the return ball. Here is Richards again, looking for McDonald, but Lewis Brunt steps in and wins it back, and off goes Aaron Lewis as it's played through to Lewis, who looks to take a touch past his man. It had to be a really good challenge in the end from Kieran Kelly to get there first. Meanwhile, here's Andy Cook getting his first touch, gives it straight to Steve McLaughlin, booted downfield, and this time Lucas Akins will shepherd that one, and it will go out of play for a Mansfield Town throw. Andy Garner, Nigel Clough applauding the players, and rightly so, and the Mansfield Town fans enjoying their day in Yorkshire once again.
Yeah, completely in control of the game, completely in control. They've almost took the foot off the gas, conserved the energy, but the game is any jeopardy in it, I think it's been and gone. Absolutely, as the ball is cleared away before Aaron Lewis could get there, as it's sent downfield by Lewis Reed. Maris keeps hold of it and plays it back to Reed. This time he goes to Jordan Barry. I think he was looking for the overlapping run of Jordan Barry. This time it's flicked forward by Reed into the channel, cleared away though. You can hear the Mansfield Town fans making plenty of noise as it's played across to this near side. Referee line played to go on. Andy Cook keeps hold of it. It's switched all the way across to the right hand side for the energetic Harry Chapman. Chapman will curl it goalwards, and it's a comfortable gather for Christy Pym, who tells one or two of his defenders to basically to make sure that doesn't happen again. He doesn't want to see the ball at all. Yeah, Chapman's cutting. I think he's looking for Cookie. I think he's looking for the cross. Sums up Bradford's afternoon. It's way off target, comfortable catch. A few ironic cheers around us because I think Bradford were claiming that as their first shot on target all afternoon. It looked like it, at least anyway, as the ball played high by Christy Pym. Akins with the turn, trying to get there first, and he manages to do well here as Lucas Akins kept hold of it and offloads it to Aaron Lewis. Left hand side, still got it as Aaron Lewis cuts in on towards his left foot, fires that one goalwards. It's a dinked cross towards the back post. It's over everybody though. Glanced away towards Hiram Boateng. Here's Jordan Barry, going to play a nice little 1-2 with Maris. Heavy touch from Maris though, allows the ball to bounce back to Hiram Boateng down the right hand side. He's got a couple of blue shirts in front of him. This time it's rolled in towards Aaron Lewis, into the channel for Will Swan to make it 5. It's dinked over. I think the keeper may have got a touch, did he? He did. It's a good save
from Sam Walker. Just tried the intricate little dink over the goalkeeper into the far corner, wasn't able to do so, and Sam Walker made himself big and knocks it out of play for a corner kick.
Swan could have a hat-trick.
He could.
On another day, if he was a bit more ruthless. Yeah, you keep it credit for that one.
Corner taken short towards Hiram Bertain, fires that one into the penalty area. That's punched away by the goalkeeper. It'll fall to Lewis Reed to fire that one back towards Aidan Flint, looking to bend one. Oh dear, that's a centre-half finish, I think that one is. We'll forgive Aidan Flint for that. He got it onto his left, then onto his right, tried to bend it into the top corner, but could only find the very sparse looking cop.
I don't think subtle curlers in the top right-hand corner Flinty's forte, to be honest.
He probably did it in training yesterday.
He's got plenty of other qualities, but that's not one of them.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be the first to admit that it's not quite his game, but worth a go though. And I suppose that's the confidence thing as well, isn't it, Bish? Because like you can try things like that, knowing you can. Yeah. You know, if it goes in, fantastic, great goal.
Like I say, there's no jeopardy on the game now. They're playing with freedom. They want the clean sheet, obviously. The clean sheet. As a defender, as a manager of the club, you'll always want that clean sheet. But like I say, the jeopardy's completely gone from this game.
I mean, Andy Cook just looks a desolate figure. It seems he just looks. He's one of those players. Obviously, you want to come on and have an impact on the game, but when you're 4-0 down at home, it's a massive ask, isn't it?
He's not looked happy since he's come on the pitch. No. To be honest, he's having a go at teammates. He's waving his hands.
Stags fans shouting, Andy, what's the score? Oh dear,
that won't help his mood.
Well, it could be a different score here as Mansfield Town look to go again. It's played through towards Will Swan. Swan looking to poke it through the legs of his man. Still got it as Will Swan jinking past one and past another. Goes down. The referee doesn't blow his whistle though. Eventually blows his whistle and penalises Will Swan. It's an interesting one.
Strange decision.
Very strange decision. It looked like Will Swan had his feet swept from underneath him, as did Aaron Lewis, but referee blew for a free kick the other way. McLaughlin wins the header though and goes out of play for a Bradford throw as Nigel Clough, rightly so, I like it when managers do that, where they point to exactly where the throw should be taken from and the player just ignores them anyway and goes, yeah, you're not the linesman, it's fine. Here's Gilead, hits it against Lewis Reed. Nigel Clough again peeling for the throw. He peels for everything, doesn't he, Nigel Clough? I can't blame him. It's the first time I've really noticed it in the game today. But Mansfield Town fans, if you're listening at home, you can hear your own making plenty of noise here at Valley Parade. Sorry you can't be here with us, but good to have you with us on BBC Radio Nottingham on this lovely day as the ball hits the midriff of Will Swan, right in the six-pack. He's back on his feet though as off goes Jordan Barry, ghosting down the right-hand side, pulls it back in towards Boateng. Swan wants it on the edge of the area. Oh, he should have played it in. Swan takes a shot, instead deflects up in the air and goes for a corner at least. Maybe Hiram Boateng thought, fancies getting in on the act, and why not as well, but Swan was in a better position. If he had just got his head up and looked a little bit to his right, Swan would have been in, and you'd have fancied Will Swan from there to get his second and Mansfield's fifth. Yeah,
goodbye Barry, gets to the touchline, cuts it back. Boateng takes a touch. If he gets his head up, he just squares it to Swan and he slots it in for 5-0. You can forgive him that one at 4-0 up though.
Indeed, as the corner comes in from Aaron Lewis towards the back post. Aidan Flint headed down into the gloves of the keeper, into Sam Walker. It'll stay in his gloves as he gets ready to boot the ball downfield. Let's have a look at the scores in League 2. Still 2-1 to Notts County, still 1-0 to Nottingham Forest, by the way, in the Premier League. But elsewhere in League 2, Newport leading AFC Wimbledon by 2-0. Barrow drawing against Harrogate 0-0. 1-0 to Sutton United against Forest Green. Meanwhile, it's still Wrexham 0, Tranmere 1. It seems Wrexham struggling a bit of late, and that will coincide nicely with Mansfield Town as the ball cleared away up to halfway as Lewis Reed trying to keep hold of it, wasn't able to do so, and in the end gives the ball away unfortunately. But off go Bradford City as it's St Galvez deflects up in the air off the heels of Aidan Flint, volleyed clear by Jordan Barry. He made that look incredibly easy, and off go Mansfield again with Reed. Dinked ball down the line for Will Swan, heads that one back into field for Hiram Boateng, who glides past his man. Looked like he was fouled, nothing given by the referee. And now off go, and no, he said Harrogate, Bradford, similar area as it's crossed towards the energetic Harrison Chapman, 26 years old in his second season at Bradford. Fires the ball into the area, it's ducked towards the back post, and there is Andy Cook, who gets the goal, his customary goal against Mansfield Town, to some cheers, and he pulls the goal back for Bradford City, gets his customary goal for Bradford against his former club, and makes it Bradford 1, Mansfield Town 4.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed with that. Like I said, no Nigel, perfectionist. You want that clean sheet. Chapman's created a bit of room. I mean, it's a great ball in. he's took out the two centre-halves, and Cookie's just tapped it in from 2 or 3 yards out. I don't think Pimp can come for it. It's that one in the corridor of uncertainty between the keeper and the centre-halves. Barely raised a cheer from the home fans' mind.
It was a good ball from Chapman on this near side, and off goes Cook. All of a sudden it's just giving them a bit of a lift here as Cook goes down and Mansfield win the ball back. Mansfield will look to respond quickly as Akins runs into his man. This time it's well cleared by Bradford, and maybe the game's not over yet, because if they get another one, all of a sudden Mansfield, who were looking home and dry at half-time, 4-0 up, maybe should have had a couple more in the second half. But that goal might just change things ever so slightly, and Mansfield Town need to stay switched on. Off goes Richie Smallwood across this left-hand side for Lewis Richards. Richards in field again to Smallwood, who gives the ball away towards Reed, and off goes Akins, takes the touch. Good sliding challenge in the end to dispossess him from Kieran Kelly. And this time Reed stepping in to try and win the ball back. It's kept in play over on the far side near the halfway line. Barry stepping in to win it back, hits it against the Bradford man, comes off Barry and goes out of play for a Bradford throw. Shame about the clean sheet though.
Yeah, it is. Like I say, that's the icing on the cake really, the clean sheet. Been and gone. Reset, refocus, and you know, make sure they don't get that second, because then again, like I say, stranger things have happened.
Certainly have. And off goes Chapman again as he switches the play to the left-hand side for Callum Kavanagh. Kavanagh keeps hold of it and plays it in towards Smallwood, invited to shoot. This time it's played across to the left-hand side for Lewis Richards. Mansfield Town need to stay switched on here, do the Stags. The ball fired into the penalty area towards the back post. Chapman with the header, although Steve McLaughlin got there first. The ball sticks in the mud right by the corner flag, and it goes out of play for a throw to Bradford. Taken short as Aaron Lewis scampering across to try and keep hold of it. Here's Gilliard. He goes again to Jonathan Tomkinson. There's an early ball from Chapman in towards the edge of the penalty area. Mansfield Town need to deal with it, and they do. It's a Stags ball to try and win as Akins this time wins the ball. It's headed up towards the halfway line, and Mansfield will try and win it as well. Swan does well to battle away and win the ball back as Akins returns the ball, and Swan will get it down this left-hand side. Plenty of Stags players trying to make their way into the penalty area. Still got it as well. Swan gives it to George Maris. Maris taking a slightly heavier touch, but he has to go all the way back to Steve McLaughlin. The Stags will just keep the ball for the time being and make sure Bradford don't get another one.
Yeah, take the sting out of the game. It has given them a little lift. But yeah, from Stags' point of view now, just manage the ball, kill the game.
Nice ball at the top from Brunt, in towards Swan, into the area, tries to feed it in towards Lucas Akins. He gives his man a bit of a shove and concedes a free kick. And the free kick it will be to Bradford City. Lovely ball from Brunt, by the way. It was just hooked over the top, dips over the defender's head at the last second. A similar ball to which Swan scored from on Tuesday night away at Tranmere.
Hands on hip, Swan just getting his breath back. I think he's been fantastic this afternoon. Not just his goal, but his work for the team off the ball, second to none really.
Deserved his goal, that is for sure. I'm just thinking back to the Bradford goal. I'm not sure if it was which defender it was. It looked like one of the defenders ducked out the way when the ball came in. It might have been Lewis Brunt. I might be wrong, but it looked like maybe one of them might have got a shout from somebody else and ducked out the way to leave it, and then that just allowed Andy Cook in as the ball is hooked round the back for Will Swan. Here's Aaron Lewis looking to turn and play that one into the gap as he turns and loses it on halfway. Doesn't want to lose it there as Swan steps in and wins it back, and this time goes all the way back to Steve McLaughlin. Just steps on the ball and floats one down the left hand side. One for Hiram Boateng to chase. Lucas Akins trying to get there as well as it's hooked up in the air, and one for Aaron Lewis to try and win if he can get Stags moving forward once again, as Aaron Lewis sort of wrapping his arms around Alex Gilliard. Valentine's Day was last month, but a free kick it will be, and we're going to see another change. I think Will Swan, his afternoon is done, and Tom Nichols will come on for the final 15 or 14 minutes or so. 13 and a half minutes to go. Not a bad striker to bring on in Tom Nichols. And Will Swan, he's got his goal, a couple of assists as well, and he's had another good afternoon as Mansfield Town look to see this one out and maybe put the icing on the cake and get a fifth goal away from home.
Yeah, he was just looking a bit leggy there, Swan, but like I touched on a couple of minutes ago, he's been fantastic. He's left it all out there. He must be a nightmare to defend against. He's not giving them two centre-halves a minute. He spins in channels, he closes down, he looks after the ball, he drives with the ball up the pitch. Great afternoon's work by him.
It's the fourth time this season that Mansfield have scored 4 on the road. Absolutely fantastic achievement. In fact, no, I beg your pardon, third time that they've scored on the road. It'll be the fourth time if they win by 3 clear goals. Here's Maris into the area towards Akins. Oh, he blazes it over, but he would have been offside anyway, I think. Deep down he knew, as he's sent to blast that one into the top corner and sends it into the cop. And out of play for a goal kick. Match day from BBC Radio Nottingham, still going well down at Kenilworth Road. It's Luton 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Big game in the Premier League down there. Also still going well up in Accrington. Notts County leading by 2-1. So hopefully, maybe, a hat-trick of wins on BBC Radio Nottingham. Who knows? We shall see. It's going that way though, as Aidan Flint with the header away. I think it's pretty safe to say that Mansfield Town should come away with all 3 points. Touch wood, but at the moment Mansfield Town just making sure that they can see the game out in a professional manner and making sure that Andy Cook and co don't get any more ideas about getting any more goals. As off goes Alex Gilead up against Tom Nichols. He has to go all the way back to Jonathan Tompkinson, up against Nichols again, but Gilead has it. Intricate football from Bradford, played forward, one for Andy Cook and Aidan Flint to try and win, and this time Aidan Flint sent tumbling to the floor, has a little roll around in the mud, and a free kick it will be to Stags. And Christy Pym pops the ball down. He's not had a save to make, has he?
No,
apart from
no virtual spectator. I'm not sure he could do a lot about the goal. Good ball in.
I mean, there's been a few games like that where Christy Pym has just been pretty much a spectator, and again he's not had to do a great deal. I say do a great deal, he's still done plenty when he's been called upon, of course, but it's testament to the defenders as it's back across to this left hand side. And this time it's on the edge of the Bradford penalty area, level with it at least, as Steve McLaughlin gets ready to take this throw, throws it infield into the channel for Lucas Akins, pokes it back out towards Aaron Lewis, didn't quite make him though, and off go Bradford again to try and clear their lines as Lewis Reed steps on the heels of his defender. The ball cleared away, but Barry happy to step on it and boot it clear for Maris to hook down the line for Tom Nichols, who does well to shield the ball. Although saying that, it's really good play from Lewis Richards, who manages to also shield the ball. Another play that will go for a Bradford City throw. Just having a couple of technical problems with our coverage for the Notts County game. Meanwhile, so you might be hearing us on 103.8 FM as well. So if you do join us, hopefully we'll be back at the Wham Stadium very, very shortly. But in the meantime, this isn't a bad game to join us in either. 4-1 up on Mansfield Town as more fans make their way down into the turnstiles and make an early exit. I mean, I think we'll be the last ones here, Bish, to be honest. Come 5:30 on BBC Radio Nottingham. We'll of course get reaction from Nigel Clough and maybe a player as well, as the ball is played forward again. Aidan Flint getting a big boot up in the air. This time it'll fall for Hiram Boateng on halfway. He's been excellent again as he plays it into the midfield for Aaron Lewis, and Lewis pokes one over the top for Tom Nichols. Into the channel he goes, looking to volley that one across for Lucas Akins. Takes the touch, he nearly leaves it for Maris, coming in at that back post and goes out of play for a Mansfield throw. Meanwhile, there has been a goal at the Wham Stadium, a penalty to Accrington, so they've levelled things up there. Spoke too soon, didn't I? And so it's Accrington 2, Notts County 2. About 10 minutes to go there, and just under 10 minutes to go here as well, as the throw is going to come in from Jordan Barry down the right hand side. Long throw coming into the penalty area, hooked clear in the end by Kieran Kelly. Jordan Barry hits it against the heels of the defender. This time Lewis Reed heads it forward. That one will go out of play for a goal kick. Stags back in action on Saturday. 12:30 kickoff as James Gale is going to come on for the final couple of minutes or so of this game. Lucas Akins is going to make way, and so James Gale back from his knee injury, and he's going to get a nice little run out as Lucas Akins gets a round of applause from the 2,500 Stags fans who've made the journey up to Bradford and will be going home very, very happy indeed.
Well deserved round of applause again. Worked so hard for the team. He's a handful. Big frame on him, big shoulders, holds the ball up so well. Good afternoon to work. I don't know, some abuse from someone there in the ear. I don't know.
You leave Bish alone.
Oh well.
No. Don't worry about it, Bish. I'll protect you, mate. I'll protect you. It's fine.
I've been called worse.
Yeah. Sure. And meanwhile, Bradford are going to make their change. I think their final change of the afternoon. They're going to be bringing on Daniel Oigoke. Or Oigoke, I should say. So Daniel Oigoke coming on for the final couple of minutes or so, and you'd imagine it's just a case of making sure that Mansfield don't get any more damage limitation again for Bradford.
Yeah, there was a little sting in the tail after the goal. The sparked, threatened to spark to life, but not really did. Mansfield's again really fully in control of the proceedings.
Certainly look to be, don't they? Kieran Kelly is the man who made way. So on goes Daniel Oigoke to come on for the final couple of minutes and make sure that Mansfield don't score anymore, which they are more than capable of with the quality they've got. They've got Tom Nichols out there, they've got Hiram Boateng, George Maris, one or two others, but it's great to see that players getting rested, and now they've got a full week ahead as Mansfield win it back through James Gale. This time Aaron Lewis with the ball forward looking for Tom Nichols. Aaron Lewis will try and win it back. Nichols does exactly that, sticks out a big toe and finds George Maris. Here's Reid through towards Maris again, looking for a blue shirt in front of him, but it's behind Aaron Lewis and out of play for a Bradford throw. Again, they nearly caught Bradford on their heels there just for a split second, maybe a little bit too eager to get that fifth goal, as Tom Nichols trying to win the ball back, knocking on the door to try and get it back off Jonathan Tompkinson, keeping him in the corner. He's done well there as Nichols, and he plays it in towards Maris. He did win it as Maris plays it to James Gale. It's behind him though in the penalty area, and this time Lewis Richards will clear his lines. And at the moment Bradford, they looked dead and gone at half time, but to their credit, they've come out and made it a really interesting second half, that is for sure. But again, those signs of frailties are still there, and even with Andy Cook on the field of play, they do not look threatening at all.
Yeah, and as we sit here and look around from our vantage point, 60% of the crowd's probably gone home. Gave it up. Like I said, Bradford have tried to spark something, trying to give it a go. It's just not happened, and I just think the golfing class between the two teams is massive, and it's playing for everyone to see this afternoon.
Aaron Lewis just got a big shove to the floor from Kevin McDonald as Mansfield win it back through James Gale, eager as he goes past his man, buys a free kick and gets a free kick as well. And again, at the moment now, Mansfield Town can just see this one out and make sure that they get in and make absolutely sure they get all 3 points and cement their place at the top of the League 2 table.
Yeah, killing the game now. What we've got 5 minutes plus stoppages. No need to rush anything, no need to do anything.
I mean, there's an opportunity here to get one or two more goals and really make it it's a great away day as it is, as more fans start to leave. And there's a few giving us a few glares, but again, not our fault, guys, sorry. As McLaughlin fires the ball into the penalty area, headed away by Daniel Oigoke, and this time it's back with Lewis Reid, right hand side, fires the ball into the penalty area. One for James Gale to win, it might fall for Nichols, it'll fall for Aaron Lewis to strike. Lewis again, side foots it in, and Mansfield have a fifth goal. Aaron Lewis with his second goal of the season, not quite as far out as the one at Accrington, but he won't care. He hit it, smashed it against the goalkeeper, really well saved by Walker, but he couldn't keep out the second attempt. And cue the Bradford fans leaving in their droves, and cue the Mansfield fans sparking up the party once again. Fantastic stuff from Mansfield Town. Bradford City 1, Mansfield Town 5.
So easy. Again, it's decent play. The ball comes into Lewis at the back stick. It's an half decent strike from the first one. The keeper parries out, but again, Bradford, there's just no reaction. The defenders are stood there watching. Lewis gets up, has time to get to his feet, and hits it in the ground, and it bounces in. It's so easy, but on reflection, 5-1, it doesn't really flatter Mansfield this afternoon. We might have another.
Well, here we go again. It's just played away before James Gale could get there. This time here come Mansfield again with Maris. They win it, and Gale trying to step in and win the ball back. And Gale this time knocking at the heels. He's so impressive, is James Gale, such a good player, been unlucky with injuries, but the ball played all the way across to Harry Chapman, who's done well to get past Steve McLaughlin, who's left McLaughlin on the floor. Ball into the area, Brunt helps him out and clears it away for a Bradford throw. And again, the signs are still there that Bradford might try and get something else, but 5-1 down at home, and Mansfield Town have really put them to the sword. I think it's the first time this season the Mansfield Town have scored 5 on the road, which is some going. As off go Lewis Reid. I thought that was coming towards us there, Bish. I was waiting for an elbow. Yeah. They were ready. The throw comes in short, but it's dealt with by Bradford City. The wind's swirling around Valley Parade as Hiram Boateng tried to volley that one. I think he hit it with the top of his hamstring. That was interesting techers, as the kids say. You know what I'm talking about, Bish. It's sent across again to this left-hand side. Mansfield Town fans in full voice as the ball comes down this left-hand side. Callum Kavanagh up against Jordan Bowery. Barry just keeping hold of his man and making sure it goes no further, although here come Bradford into the channel towards Cook. It's steered away, sent goalwards, deflects off Barry's heels and had a play for a corner kick. And Bradford will take the time with this one, you'd imagine, and make sure that in fact they're sending quite a lot of people forward, aren't they? Like, I'm amazed at that, really. You know, I get they're trying to get a goal and make it, you know, but who knows, up to them. As the corner comes in from the left hand side, corner coming in, it's headed up in the air by who else than Aidan Flint. This time it's cleared towards Tom Nichols, and off goes Gale, bursting away over halfway, leading the counter attack. He's got Lewis Reed on his right hand side. He needs to switch it. It wasn't the best ball, it was well dealt with. Might come back to Gale, actually. It does on this left hand side. It'll have another go at it as he goes towards the corner flag. Still got it as James Gale fires the ball into the area. It's over Maris. It turned out to be a good ball from James Gale, but again, Mansfield Town causing problems, having plenty of energy. There's a late goal at Kenilworth Road, 1-1 now between Luton and Nottingham Forest, so things were looking nice and rosy earlier on Match Day from BBC Radio Nottingham. Not so much now, unfortunately, as Forest might have to just settle for a point down at Kenilworth Road as they still await their fate as after the proceedings regarding the profit and sustainability rules. We'll find out more on that, and again we'll give you more on that on our social media on BBC RNS once we find out more. Off goes Maris, he's got Hiram Boateng in front of him, but Maris will go alone. Oh, it's just wide of the mark in the end, about a foot wide of the post, and it goes out of play for a goal kick. But again, Mansfield Town hungry for a sixth goal.
Yeah, they're opening them up at will. I think, you know, Tills have been firmly put down by some of the Bradford players.
It's Sam Walker gets ready to take this goal kick. We've got about a minute or so to go plus stoppage time. Again, Valley Parade, bar a quarter of the ground, is nearly empty as the ball deflects off the underarm of Stephen McLaughlin as James Gale battling away against the defender there, and actually the striker was penalised for a shirt pull, although it looked like 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. But there we go. Yeah, one of those.
It's a real look around actually to see how empty the stadium is.
Yeah, it's
home ends.
Very sparse indeed. I mean, it was looking that way ever since probably the third goal went in after 17 minutes. As off goes Maris, looking to go down the line. Maris hits it against his man, deflects up in the air, and out of play for a Stags throw. It'll be interesting to see how much added time there will be added on at the end of the game. Hopefully a little bit more time, to be fair. I'd imagine it'll just be 3 or 4 minutes, 3 minutes added on, which will probably act as a bit of a saving grace for Bradford City. The ball deflected away.
3 seconds is too much for them at the minute.
I think so, yeah. Even 1 minute I think would be too much.
Get off this pitch as soon as possible.
Indeed, as they, I mean, I think they can't wait to tell the players exactly what they thought of that performance as the ball hooks behind for Alex Gilead. Gilead plays it all the way back to Jonathan Tompkinson, who's been dispossessed by Nichols, brings him down. Free kick, that'll be for the Stags, and Tompkinson will go into the book, and Mansfield Town can take their time over this free kick as we have 2.5 minutes to go. So a reminder of what's happened this afternoon, just in case you want to hear it again. Quinn free kick headed in by Cargill, 1-0 to Mansfield Town. 4 minutes later, pinball in the penalty area, smashed home by Akins, 2-0 to Mansfield Town. Swan into Davis Keeler-Dunn, 3-0 to Mansfield Town. Swan twist and turn shot deflected, 4-0 to Mansfield Town. Andy Cook with a consolation, 4-1 to Mansfield Town. Aaron Lewis shot, save, rebound, 5-1 to Mansfield Town. There we go, we're all up to date as it's back across to George Maris, edge of the penalty area, finds Aaron Lewis, who bends that one in towards the far post. There's Aidan Flint. It's palmed away at point blank range for the goalkeeper. I thought that was going to be a 6th, but it's a really good save from Sam Walker to keep it at 5 as Bradford come away and boot the ball downfield. And this time it's going to be a free kick to Bradford anyway, as Jordan Barry just made absolutely sure that his man went no further. It was Lewis Reed, I beg your pardon, who made sure he put the block on. 90 seconds remain. Mansfield Town fans absolutely delighted watching Super Mansfield putting on a show, they sing, and they certainly have this afternoon. Neil Bishop,
been fantastic, been absolutely fantastic. From 30 seconds from kick-off, when they carved out that first opportunity, they've completely dominated this game of football. From the second that first goal went in, there's been absolutely no jeopardy in who's going to come away with the 3 points. Thoroughly deserving of the win, and these supporters are really enjoying their afternoon out.
Certainly are. Not one of them has left yet, although 1 or 2 fluttering away maybe just to get ahead of the traffic. Going down the A1 or the M1.
No traffic left here.
I was going to say, it's probably going to be a clean road back to Mansfield, it seems. Certainly no problem getting out of Bradford tonight, that is for sure. Aidan Flint with the header away. Mansfield in action again on Saturday, 12:30 kick-off. I tell you what, if I was Colchester United, you'd be looking at this result and going, blimey.
Yeah.
We're going there next, but then again, every game is different, of course. We've played nearly 2.5 of the 3 minutes, and this time Mansfield Town look to go again. McLaughlin wins it and off they go. Mansfield Town, it's 4 versus 3 as off goes Maris. He's got Gale in front of him, still got it. It's James Gale looking to turn past his man, strike it goalwards. It goes wide of the mark. That would have been the icing on the cake, which is something I've said countless times in this game. We're just waiting for that cherry on top of the icing, on top of the cake. I don't think we're going to get it, but we'll settle for 5.
So lucky again, just breaking at will. But runners are everywhere. Maris slides it into Gale, manoeuvres it on his right foot, a cross goal. I mean, it must be inches. It's missed that far post by.
Not far at all. As Sam Walker gets ready to boot the ball downfield, referee puts the whistle to his lips. There's boos, but there's cheers. More cheers than boos, because the cheers have come from the Mansfield Town end. 2,500 of them making the journey up to Bradford, and they've come away with not only 3 points but 5 outstanding goals. Your thoughts, Neil Bishop?
Yeah, as a comfortable and as a comprehensive away performance as you'd expect to see. From minute one, I'll repeat myself, absolutely fantastic. They'll come out the chaps with purpose, desire. They look full of energy, full of running. Obviously 4 changes from Tuesday, they'll all come back in. They've all helped make that difference. Magnificent afternoon's work. They managed to take a couple off at half time, get some rest into the legs. No injuries as far as we can see. The only block being the goal, which was what I think Bradford's one shot on target was a goal. Cookie getting his usual goal against Mansfield, but what an afternoon's work, thoroughly deserved, and look at the scenes in the away now, absolutely fantastic.
It's amazing. Aidan Flint goes over to cheer them on, as I'm sure Nigel Clough will get plenty of cheers as well. Hiram Boateng and George Maris been speaking to Nigel Clough there. Nigel Clough basically, I mean, I don't know, it's difficult to tell from here exactly if he's having a go at Hiram Boateng or not. I'd imagine it's sort of a case of, you played really well today, and Nigel Clough goes over and applauds the away end, and the away end responds. And not only that, Wrexham have been beaten at home by Tranmere. So in terms of a perfect day, it could not get any better than this for Stags, Neil Bishop.
Like I say, you might look back at this as a pivotal afternoon. Other teams are stuttering. You might have looked at the result on Tuesday and thought Stags way, but none of that. What response to Tuesday? What response? There will have been questions. So many times Mansfield have been in similar positions, pushing for promotion and dropped away. I don't see this happening with this team.
Absolutely not, and you can see why with the players and the quality that they've got. They made it look so easy when they came here and sort of laid a bit of a marker down, it seems, from very early on with the chances that they created, and it only took them 10 minutes to take that lead through Bailey Cargill. But from then on, that 7-8 minute period where they went for the jugular, it just shows the quality that they've got. And with 8 games to go now, they're in pole position.
Well, from 30 seconds he had the first chance. Positive from the start. 8 games to go. It's in their own hands. 23 other teams in this league have changed positions with Mansfield Town now. I don't see them with the feel-good factor that around them, the way they've carried out the business today, the strength in depth. I don't see them throwing this away from this position. I really don't.
I mean, not only that, but the fact that they could rest players, Davis Keeler-Dunn, Stephen Quinn, etc. They all, they did the job in the first half, and they can be rested after that. And when you can do that with your players, your best players, it's all the signs of a good team, isn't it?
Yeah, and like you say, you've got people coming back from injury. You look at the strength in depth of this squad, and it all points to promotion. I'd be amazed, and I said it when we were talking before the game on Tuesday. One result doesn't change my mind. This is a team and a squad and a club. You can see the unity, staff, players, supporters. This is a team that's ready for promotion.
I mean, the away end is going absolutely berserk as Nigel Clough gives them 2 more fist pumps. Going high fives all around, shouts of yellows and yellows and yellows, and they know that today is a hugely significant result, not just here but in Wrexham and all over the country as well. And it just shows that Tranmere Rovers, despite them not being at their best, it was a bit of a blip, but they've recovered from that, and it's how they respond that's important.
Yeah, and you look at Tranmere, like I say, sometimes you've got to give credit to the opposition, and they're a good team. They've gone to Wrexham and won today.
Yeah.
So, like I say, Tuesday, like I say, Nigel's experience, he won't have panic, he'll have got him in, they'll have been doing the same things in training that they've done all season, stick to the plan, and it'll get us over the line, and I'm sure it will. Like I say, I'm not sure it was relief today at the end. I think it was just, I think they know the significance of this today. The scenes from the away supporters, like I say, they'll have the phones out, they'll be looking at results from around the country, they'll know what's going on, and like I say, you might look back as if and to say this is a day where they really did start believing that it was going to happen.
Maybe we shall see. Let's have a quick look at the table. In the League 2 table. Stockport not playing today, of course. They played on Thursday, but Mansfield Town have stretched their lead to 5 points between them and Stockport, but Stockport do have 2 games in hand. Wrexham in third on 67 points, Mansfield on 72. MK Dons also, they won, they're on 67 points. Crewe on 64, Barrow on 61, and AFC Wimbledon on 57. So Mansfield Town are now 15 points clear of the team in 7th place. So I think it's safe to say that playoffs is safe for now at the very least. But in terms of the difference between them and the teams below them, that 5 point gap could be pivotal, even because the pressure's now on Stockport to win those games.
Yeah, and like I said, them teams have got to now go and win 4, 5, 6 on the bounce, when they probably haven't done that all season. Not just Stockport, but Wrexham have got to do it, Crewe, MK Dons. You know, for me, it's not going to happen. Like I say, it might be a massive case of foot in mouth, but I just can't see it happening. What the Mansfield have done for the course of this season is they've put themselves in a fantastic position where it's nigh impossible now for teams to pull them back, to rein them in and knock them out them automatic spots. Look, at the start of the season, you would have said third, you'd take third. Now they'll be probably disappointed if they don't go on and win it.
Yep, we shall see. More from Neil Bishop on BBC Radio Nottingham on a day Mansfield Town went to Bradford and basically gave them one heck of a high five. Bailey Cargill, Lucas Akins, Davis Keeler-Dunn, Will Swan, and then the icing on the cake, Aaron Lewis, means that Mansfield Town, the league leaders, have come to Bradford and beaten them by 5 goals to 1.